Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome into the Collector Art House. Right on time, baby. 1:45 sharp as announced days ago. And let's see. People are queuing in. I see 5 eyes. This should be multicast both on Collector Art House YouTube and the Collector Art House Facebook page. I bet you didn't know that existed, did you? There is a Collector Art House page, not a group. There is a Collector Art House Facebook group as well. And of course, there's a Sorcery Contested Realm community Facebook group. And I think we're at about 6,700 and change members. So we're closing in on 7,000 there. In the Collector Art House Discord, we hit the 2,000 member milestone very recently. And on the Trusted Games Marketplace, we are almost at 1,100. So all the forums are doing well. Sorcery is growing. All the platforms are growing. And what else? What else am I missing? There's a Sorcery Facebook Marketplace on Facebook that I run. It has over 5,000 people as well. There was somebody just on the main Discord, the main official Sorcery Discord, saying that there's another marketplace on Discord that is the main Sorcery Marketplace, which it's a marketplace. I don't know if it's the main one. It was the first one created on Discord. And it's the only one that Eric Curioso allows folks to spam endlessly in the official Discord, apparently. So it does grow faster than some of the others. But we have Trusted Games Marketplace that has very, very nice security features. And we are able to weed out a lot of scammers. And it's been going pretty well, and it's been growing nicely. So we're almost at 1,100 there. So, all right, what's up? HellerD17. Streaming during the day. Yeah, I know. It is odd, right? And I was up till, like 1 a.m., which is pretty rough. You know, we started at 9 o'clock last night with Philosopher Cards and Steve from Philosopher Cards and Chris from Ghost TCG. And what is it, Ghost 42? There's some numbers attached to that Ghost. I need some water. There's this guy, Ghost TCG. I think it's his. Is that right? Is it ghosttcg.com? I have his card thing around here somewhere. I'll give him a little plug. Ghost42tcg.com. So a great singles seller, buddy of mine. There it is. Ghost42tcg.com. You guys can check him out. You could buy, sell, trade, and he buys a lot of collections and stuff too. So if you guys are looking to move like more than one card, you could sell to Ghost. He's a good guy. He'll give you fair value. So anyway, we were on last night. Steve from Philosopher Cards collected all 67 curio cards discovered to date, from everything from alpha to beta to Arthurian Legends to Gothic. He has a copy of every single curio card that has been printed in Sorcery. So if you guys go to the collectorarthouse.com website, I have a great resource there. The site is free to the community. I am working on potentially trying to launch a shop page on there because I have more and more things to offer in collaboration with the artists, to include playmats. I'm going to show you today the sample of the deck box, some new amazing playmats collaborating with a couple artists that you guys know from Sorcery, and some innovative new types of things that will be coming out real soon. So I usually offer those through the Patreon in a public post, so anybody could go in there, but you would comment in the Patreon so I could, sort through all the orders and confirm while I have inventory and then fill those. But with a shop page, potentially on a different tab or something on collectorarthouse.com, trying to figure out if I could integrate that so it'll be much easier to discover what is available and get merchandise like that, like deck boxes, playmats, artist proof cards in collaboration with the artists that are available for direct sale, altars, all kinds of things. So what I want to do here is we're going to have a couple guests on today. It's going to be a multifaceted show. We're going to do some reveals of some new merchandise type things that, as I was alluding to, and also a reveal for Legend CCG, which is a game kind of akin to Sorcery in the fact that it is dedicated to hand-painted traditional art. So the creator of that game is Josh, who was one of the OGs of Sorcery fandom. So it's someone a lot of us know from the community that were into Sorcery early. And he's commissioned a ton of artists, including many artists that Collector Art House works with, for his game. So that's pretty exciting. And he's affording me some great opportunities, being really collaborative and allowing me to do a lot of reveals. And I see, hey, Andrina, how you doing? Andrina Jardim, as I say. I know it's like Jardim, but I like saying Jardim. She is one of the artists of Legend CCG. So Josh allowed me to do her first reveal of the Meadow Witch. And we sold that painting a while back. It was such a gorgeous, beautiful painting. I really wanted to buy it. But I wanted to show you guys the Curios page here. We went through this in detail. Every single card we went through. The article explains what a curio card is. So if you guys want to go back and discover those, you can go there. I also want to point you to the sample card page because this is something you might want to follow along with when we do the sample pack break a little bit in the show. So if you go to, let's see, where did I put that? Sorcery History sample cards. This menu I'm not wild about. If you got any software engineers out there, I want to like upgrade this menu, I think is the weakest part of the website. But under sample cards, you got a gallery of a lot of sample cards from the early era that were offered years ago. But then you have this sample card spreadsheet, which launches this Google Docs spreadsheet that is open to everybody. And in this spreadsheet, you can see all of the sample cards, known discovered sample cards that people have opened from packs, shown on YouTube, sold in various marketplaces, and we've been able to validate that those have been discovered. And there's the population report of every single sample card that's ever been discovered. So an amazing resource. Again, you go to Sorcery History, Sample Cards, press this Sample Card Spreadsheet button at the top of the page, and that will launch, and you guys can go through, and it's organized by rarity. It has a reference for provenance of the source, where it came from, all those kinds of awesome things. All right, so the next thing I want to do is go to the Facebook group, and hey, there's Andrina. All right, so you go to the Sorcery Community Facebook group. We have the Mikhail Nagy Paul auction going on this weekend. What I wanted to show you guys is we had a new record sale in Sorcery that closed last night. While we're on the topic of sample cards, I'm going to scroll down. Here it is, guys. So $21,000. This is I've already packed it up, you know, so I'm working out, securing payment from the buyer, and it's packed up, ready to ship. So I can't show it again live, but I will show you the images here. This is the Philosopher's Stone. It was auctioned back in February of 2023. So about 3.5 years ago, it sold for $16,500, and it just resold again for $21,000. So an amazing card. This is the only copy ever discovered of the Philosopher's Stone in sample card variant. So as we open these packs, that is the grail that we are chasing. Only one ever discovered, and this is it. It's been in my hands twice now. Sold it the first time, and now it came back to me. The seller decided to offer it again. Here's the February 24th, 2023. You see is when it was last offered. It's $16,500, and there is that beautiful card with the typo Magnus Opus. So it should be Magnum Opus, and that was fixed and changed for the alpha print debut. So there is that gorgeous card. This is my most recent picture of it, and really amazing $21,000 card. Sorcery is really thriving and doing very well. And you see that in especially manifesting in alpha, but also in the more recent sales of all sets, which shows interest and growth of the player base. You know, they're chasing the cards that they need. All right, so let me see. I'm gonna hit up Juan, see if he's available to jump on. So we're gonna start with Juan Machuca and show you guys some really exciting, great things. A new collaboration with Juan. And then we are going to have Dustin Brossard pop on, and then we will do the sample break. All right. There's a few things. Oop. All right. I just told him to hop on. He said, okay. So he'll be on in a moment here. And what I'll do is I will take this back down. All right. So when Juan comes on, we will go to split screen. The other thing I need to prepare is the overhead cam. So let me do that. And what is all right. So I was laughing because Dan, I made an announcement, and he posted a Mexican flag, I think, on my announcement. I don't know. Maybe he thought it was the Italian flag. You never know with Wildman Dan. All right. Let me see. I got a story about Dan in the sample break later, so you guys stay tuned for that one. You won't want to miss that. All right. All right, so there's the overhead cam. And 1 second here. All right, so that's ready. Juan, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm fine.
Is this what is this room again? Is that the studio?
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my studio slash bedroom slash warehouse.
Oh, okay.
It's multi-purpose, to be honest.
Yeah, so when you sent me that picture and you had like the old non-sorcery paintings in the corner, was that in your room or you do your painting work?
Yeah, that's where I usually paint because I
Yeah.
have everything here, my computer and everything, so it's easier. Now that I got that thing, and then I put like all the paintings in there, and that's how I work. But
Cool.
yeah.
Nice, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got some exciting things to share today, and I showed you pictures. You haven't seen the real deal, so I have the overhead cam here. Let me configure this a little differently so we can get that view larger. All right, so we got the overhead camera. I got these we're going to open a sample pack later. Do you know about sample packs? Have you followed like the coverage I've done about sample packs, these things?
No. What is that?
Okay. Yeah, these were like packs for sorcery that were done before alpha release. So when they were test printing with the factory, before they even had like the pack art on it, it was just like a silver pack like this. And then there were 244 of these in the Kickstarter across all the different pledge tiers. So they're very rare and they sell for like $6,000 now. They're freaking insane for 15 cards.
I can imagine. I mean,
Yeah. And then
I don't know.
there's like certain samples that are worth a fortune in the Philosopher's Stone. I just had an auction of the
I
Philosopher's
was
Stone over the
watching
weekend.
the auction for the Philosopher's Stone and was like, oh, so it
Yeah.
goes that far away. It's surprising.
Yeah, the biggest sell so far in sorcery. So let me get couple things here. So we thought it would be cool that Gothic was your first set for sorcery, right? And how many paintings did actually get published in Gothic from yours? Do you remember off the cuff?
I usually don't remember exactly how many they were. Let me check.
Yeah, because you were commissioned for a certain number. I could look on the website here too. I got it. And I know like you're commissioned for a bunch and they're not always used. So we could see some of the others come later. Let's see. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19. But like the skeleton I'm counting, which was the
Yeah,
promo card.
19.
19 in one way or another between the core set and like promo/token cards.
Yeah, it
Or
was
is
a
it
lot.
promo card? Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. All right, so what we thought would be awesome to do is you're starting to get into doing playmats a little bit here. And do you want to talk about like we wanted to leverage like the artistic process with the sketches. So what is like your process for sketching before painting? How does that usually work?
Well, when they ask you for the commission of the piece, they usually just give you like a, how will you say, like a prompt of
Yeah.
what they want. And what I usually do is that I give 5 or let's say 4 roughs, thumbnails, and with general ideas that I think could work. And depending on what they tell me, I usually go for one of those. If I really have a strong idea in my mind, then I usually just do one rough. And if they give me like a green light to go, then I proceed with the final sketch. And those are the sketches that I usually send at the end. So this is the main sketch for the piece, and from this I'm gonna work and do the final painting, right?
Yep.
So I try to be a little more detailed on those sketches because I feel they help me to understand the overall composition of the piece, and I think that it also helps to give an idea to Eric how the
Mhm.
how I'm gonna put everything on the image, So
Yeah,
that's usually how it works. Mhm.
gotcha. Okay, yeah. So the thumbnails are to like play around with some different concept ideas,
Yeah,
and then you
just
do a
something
larger, more detailed.
something fun. The funny thing is that I usually for certain roughs I used to take like a day or two, and sometimes at the end I thought about something like something very quick. Like, oh, maybe I should put that one, and that is the one, and that takes me like 3 minutes to make it, five, and that is the one that gets chosen at the end.
Yeah, it's more about like at that stage, it's more about the idea, the concept. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
perfectly detailed and fleshed out. And then, like you really, I think it's interesting because your sketch is actually pretty detailed. But then when you paint, there's like a tremendous amount of detail, and then you get all the texture depth and
Hmm.
lighting balance. You can only do so much in like a pencil sketch compared to painting.
Yeah,
Really
and
comes to life.
it's not like, I mean, I try to make them detailed, but again, you cannot like get lost in the sketch, because at the end of the day, it's just like a part of the process. The main thing that people are going to see is the painting, right? So
Yeah.
that's where most of the time needs to be applied. But yeah, the sketches, I believe they are very helpful, and in their own way, they are art pieces, right?
Yep.
uh, that have their own value, their own, let's say, charm. I don't know. So I think that's the reason we went with this, right? You had this idea of
Yeah.
let's do something with that, and so I think it's something pretty good came up with that.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So we'll show. I'm
Hmm.
going to show the real deal in a minute, and then we'll explain like the concept and the idea behind it. So I've done
Yeah.
like collaborations with various artists. You typically get a standard neoprene playmat like this, and you could kind of fold it in half. You can roll it, but they tend to be larger and heavier. So they're
Hmm.
great for like at home use or taking to the local store. But if you're traveling to events, and there's a lot more events in sorcery and
Hmm.
whatnot. It'd be nice if you had a lighter playmat and a more travel-friendly type playmat that you can bring
Yeah.
to either the LGS or to these events. So there is this new experimental thing, cloth style playmat. So it's very lightweight. You could fold it up so many times. I don't know if you'd want to go as far. You can actually go this far. It's not going to crease like the creasing works out, but you can fold it up
Yeah.
and it's super light and just throw it in your backpack or purse or
On
handbag
your
or
pocket.
what do they call it? Fanny pack. They use the fanny packs down there in Mexico, Juan.
Excuse me.
Fanny packs. You see those?
Fanny
You wear
packs.
them like it
Oh,
straps
believe
around on your
me,
stomach.
you. If I told you where do you see those fanny packs usually, you let's just leave it like that.
It's like the boomers, the older people take them to Disney World and put their camera in
Nah,
there and their
you
wallet and
see
stuff.
people with fanny packs here on the streets, but they're not boomers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I got you.
Really,
All
like,
right.
well, let's just leave it like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this would work. You would fit those in there if you needed to. All right, so here it is for the reveal. Let me do it like this. It's very large. These are 2-player formatted playmats. Let me orient it the right way. All right, so 2-player playmat. And I don't even know if I could
Yeah.
fit the whole thing on the screen one. I'm gonna try to zoom out as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
But we called this the Art of Juan Machuca, and it's
Yeah.
did we go up with every single one of your, I don't know if it's all 19, but it's most of your sketches from your Gothic debut. So it's like a full portfolio of your work in this
Yeah.
throwback style. We went for this old like throwback nostalgia vibe with this nice tan.
At least most of the main pieces from the most important, uh, let's say, figures of the cards that seem to like have the most impact on the release, right?
Yep.
But also with that work with the composition that we try to achieve with this playmat. And yeah, I'm also like pretty happy with how it came out, after a few delays trying to like make everything work together, and
Yeah.
also the I like the original art that we also did for the let's say grid and all the details on the sites.
Yeah, the
But yeah,
graveyard. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Curio Cavern too. So it's a collaboration between Collector Arthouse, Juan,
looks
and
great.
Curio
They did a
Cavern.
great
So
job.
Curio, yeah, this guy's a LGS owner here in the Northeast. He has 6 or 7. I always forget if it's 6 or 7 stores across the U.S. And he did a lot of work trying to source this material, like working with different manufacturers, because this is not like a traditional, easy to find custom thing. It's expensive to source, and it's expensive for the printers to print it. They got to buy these massive fabric sheets and cut it to size. 2 player is a custom size, but it's got this stitching. So it's like really nice, a darker tan on the outside. We went back and forth too. I actually have another one here with a lighter tan that I don't think we're going to move forward with. Like we could technically offer both, but I think the darker tan looks significantly better. So this is
Yeah,
just kind of like a one-off sample. And
it
this is
looks more
actually
like a
darker than
scroll.
it's coming across.
The darker one, the more tan one looks more like a scroll. That's
Yep.
the idea that we wanted to get on that playmat, right? To make
Yeah.
it look like a scroll that is like, how to say it, like something ancient. I don't know.
Yeah.
Old.
Yeah, it's got that old antique scroll type of vibe,
Yeah.
which is really, really cool. And it works perfectly for like a sketch concept like this in particular. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So as you say, like a lot of the iconic classics, the Shackled Demon is prominent, and the Golgar, like
Mhm.
everybody loves those two. Are really
Bogart,
popular
the
artworks.
False Idol, the Zombie Bruiser.
The
Uh,
Idol.
yeah, the one of the barbarians from Onslaught. I mean,
Yep.
most of the guys are there, right? I wish I could have like put more, but like I say, the main thing is to have I think a balanced composition for the layout that we're trying to get on the piece.
Yep. Yeah,
So
the grid
Mhm.
style. So Juan designed like everything, the grid style, the layout of all his sketches and stuff too. So you got this guy is kind of like the central figure, but not too overpowered. You got these two guys kind of
Mhm.
balancing the composition. And then we went back and forth and said, like, well, it'd be cool for like the main deck spot where your avatars start. You have one facing you and one facing your opponent. That's all. That's
Yeah.
always like really cool to try to integrate for players. And then of course the graveyard and deck spaces face each player as well. So
Mhm. Came out
really
great.
sweet. Love it, man. You did an awesome job designing
Thank
this,
you.
and
Thank you.
yeah, the quality and the look of it's great. So the cool thing is, like I was saying, like it folds up. Like you could fold it up however you want, and even in half and stuff. Throw it in your backpack, and then it unfolds, and it doesn't. It lays flat. I actually got my sample cards and stuff in other playmats here, but it lays very flat, and you could play with it anywhere, like on a table or you know at a
Mhm.
booth or something. It's
Yeah, I
flexible.
can imagine like it's very useful, I guess, to travel
Yep.
because when you mentioned that the weight and all that, I didn't. Well, I hadn't like considered that before. That yeah, weight sometimes can be maybe an issue. I don't know if it's some big issue, but I guess this is helpful, right? Like you say.
Yeah, like when a lot of people fly out to like a Sorcery Con or these Explorer Series events or Avatar of the Realm. So trying to put in your backpack, you're like on a plane gets heavy, or jumping on a train like around
Oh.
Europe or whatever, it piles up these, and plus they're like big and clunky, the neoprene ones. You could only do
Mhm.
so much rolling them. If you fold them too much, they get like kind of deformed and you mess them up. And
Oh, okay.
especially the two
Gotcha.
players are like a real pain in the ass to travel with. So this
Mm.
is a 2 player, it's huge, but it like folds up like even better than a single player. So it's awesome in that sense, and it looks and feels great too. It's also got like a. I wish you could. I got to send you one because it's got this like beautiful like
Yeah.
it just feels nice and premium.
Oh, I want one.
Yeah,
Believe me. Yeah.
you'll get some for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so people are asking like when and where can they buy it. So it's a 3-way collaboration here. Curio Cavern is going to do the fulfillment. So Juan and I will be giving everybody a shout out and awareness of like when it'll be available on Curio's website. But it'll probably be he's actually traveling for the next few weeks, and then we're going to launch a pre-order. There's one other one we did with another artist where we still got to do some color tweaking. So probably in like no sooner than 2 to 3 weeks, but like we're within a month of launching the pre-order. And then after we have a pre-order window, that'll gauge like how many we want to order. And then we'll have some overage, but the pre-order will have the best available pricing. And then in the Collector Arthouse Patreon, if someone's a Patreon member, they'll get a discount, $5 discount probably per mat. So we'll have all that information on pricing and availability within a few weeks. So stay tuned on that. And then, yeah, Juan and I are looking into some other art designs and concepts too, and going to take a look at both cloth and neoprene. It's kind of experimental to see like if people are really into the cloth and what they think. But you have like so much amazing art. Like many of your pieces are like perfect for a playmat and just look cool. And maybe some outside of Sorcery too we're thinking about, which is really fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see all the pieces like get used in different ways, you know. So, and I sometimes hear what people ask about playmats and T-shirts, and I'm always like trying to keep up with what they're trying to, let's say, with the demand that they're asking for. So I don't know. I guess this is it's a piece that I like that we got from everything that was used for the pieces, you know. So this is something more, something extra.
Yeah. All right, man. So before I let you go, the people are asking, do you have any plans for February of 2027?
Oh, yeah. Well, the plan, I want to go, and if everything goes well and there's no issue, I don't get lost at the airport or something, yeah, I should be there. I guess,
Nice. Yeah, so
it will be,
of course we're talking about
it will
Sorcery
be good to
Con
meet everyone.
2027. Yeah, man. So it was a pleasure having you in Indianapolis this year, and Juan's planning on coming back for Sorcery Con 2027. I think you're like the 8th or 9th artist that we've announced so far. But as you know, you're like on our artist group chats and whatnot. We're going to have a record number of artists this year, even bigger than Indianapolis was this year. Andrina's in the chat. She'll be coming back. So probably have more altarists than we've ever had as well, too. So it's kind of cool, you know, bringing in both worlds.
Yeah, it will be good to meet everyone again, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're making you're making a couple other appearances before then too. Why don't you mention those so people know where to come out and see it?
Yeah. Which ones I have mentioned? I think it's one in Las Vegas. In Las Vegas, there's one event on September that I'm gonna be going. Again, if everything is in order, I'm gonna be there. So at the moment, that is one of the upcoming events. I went to Houston, I think at the beginning of this month, if I remember. Thanks to Desdemona and Stormy for welcoming me in the event. I'm grateful for everything. So let's see what happens in the next events. What else happens and what comes up in the future, you know.
Yep. Yeah, man. Can't wait to see you again in person. It was a real fun time in Indy and Philadelphia, really outside of Philly, Valley Forge Casino Resort, February 18th to 21st. It's going to be amazing.
I know. I mean,
it'll come up quick. I know it's like what, eight months away, but it's going to be here before you know it.
Yeah, I mean, just every time I see that I'm going to those kind of things, and I'm so far away from my house. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's always something else, you know. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you're getting to see the world. That's great. Good for you, man. Or at least tour the U.S. a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, you're always watching new things, so that's good.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, love your stuff, and yeah, thanks for the opportunity to collaborate with you on this one. We'll let everybody know when it's ready to go, but we're thrilled with the sample, so we could finally do this pre-order pretty soon. And
Perfect.
yeah, I think it's going to go well. I think people are going to love this. It's really cool to see the array of all your work. We'll have to gather all the sketches. Maybe what I'll do is like get a picture of all your sketches, the full size versions, and put them on the Collector Art House website too, so people can see that and then see how you kind of married them all together in this cohesive canvas, so to speak.
Yeah, it could be good. I still have like the digital images of the sketches.
Awesome.
So if you need them, just let me know and I can send them to you.
Yeah, we'll do that. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Have an awesome rest of your weekend here.
Thanks to you. Enjoy your weekend, and well, let's see what happens and save one of those playmats for me.
I will, yeah, for sure. All right,
Bye.
thanks, buddy. I'll see you.
Bye.
Take care. All right, guys. That is going to be amazing. So I'll show you here once again how it just kind of folds up. Fold it like that. Fold it in half. You could probably fold it at least a few times over end. And you see, relative to a single-player playmat, it's kind of hard to see as I have it sitting over a two-player playmat, but it's like smaller than a single-player playmat. You can even fold it once more and it'd be totally fine. And I think it's going to come in like a plastic protective seal or, like a bag type thing, some plastic wrapping. So it'll probably come like this. Just unfold it. The creases come right out. It lays flat. It feels like amazing too. The fabric is awesome. So I'll get some better pictures for you guys to enjoy that. And then what I'll do now is show you one more design of such things with a different artist. But the same materials, the same fabric, the same three-way collaboration between Collector Art House, Curio Cavern, and one other artist. So what happened was I collaborate with Severin Pinot. So there's also going to be a Severin Pinot playmat option. And I've done several playmats with Severin. We did the Philosopher's Stone, the Bower of Bliss, the Kythera Mechanism. What am I missing, guys? Were there a couple others? I was up way too late last night, and I got a headache, and I'm dehydrated, and we're probably going to have another 3 to 4 hour show. I don't know if it'll be that long. Probably be 2 to 3, though. It was a bunch of playmats, right? Oh, the Elemental Avatars. And with the Elemental Avatars, the 2-player version sold out. I think I have like 8 or 9 of the single player. So those were super popular. There was a great pre-order. So a ton of those. I think that was the best-selling playmat aside from the Philosopher's Stone. That's the number one. I had one with my logo in the middle and one without. So people are asking for the 2-player Elemental Avatars. Yeah, I did Pond with Sam McKinnon, Leodic, Nomad Camper. And those ones sold out too. So I'm talking with Sam about something else. But people are asking, how do I get that 2-player Elemental Avatars playmat? So instead of reprinting the neoprene, we thought since we sourced this fabric and we found a great manufacturer who's doing an amazing job, we will have a cloth version of the Elemental Avatars 2-player playmat. So this is just like the other one. Oops, pulled up the wrong one. It's a cloth playmat, 2-player massive playmat, right? So it's the same size as your typical 2-player that I offered before through Collector Art House, and it folds up beautifully to just throw in your backpack or bag or whatever, suitcase, and take it to the LGS or to Sorcery Con or these shows, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at it. It's cloth. Again, it's got the stitch fabric, collaboration with the Curio Cavern and Collector Art House and the legendary Severin Pinot. We always have our gold emblems on the corners, right? And then Curio down in the corner. But it's a gorgeous 2-player playmat. Looks amazing. It is the colors are a little lighter. If you compared it to the neoprene I did, it was like a more saturated, deeper, richer blues and reds and earthy greens, right? So I kind of like that, but I also kind of like this. So I'm kind of torn. So what we're going to do is ask them to print one more copy and maybe try to deepen the color saturation or try to match a little bit what we did with the neoprene. And then we're going to see like which we like of the two. and then launch the pre-order. So that's why we're going to give it a few weeks, see if we can make that happen with the second sample, and then get you guys a good picture of it so we can launch this playmat. But they're going to have 2 of these playmats of the Elemental. You can even fold it like that. I don't know if you'd want to, but you could fold it like a flag. But it folds up and it's light and it's portable and it's freaking gorgeous. It's the most iconic images in Sorcery. Potentially, you know, the Spellback by Francesca Berald's a big one too, and Eric Scuriosa. But these are some of the biggest paintings, the most iconic paintings in Sorcery Contested Realm on a foldable, light cloth throwback kind of playmat. So really amazing. And those 2 things are going to launch. And then there's one more thing. The third item, which you guys have seen before on the show, also in collaboration with Severin, is the deck box. So I believe they'll all be individually packaged in a box like this. Very nicely done with the window to kind of see it. So shops, if stores are buying it, they could put it on display in their window. And you open up as so. It's got this like really nice alligator leather type of thing. All right, let me zoom a little bit on this one so you get a good look at it. So I showed you guys a sample of this before, but we had one more printed because we wanted to show you the Curio Cavern logo. So the name of the store is Curio, coincidentally. He's had this store for at least a decade, I think, maybe 2. But it's Curio Cavern, and he calls it Curio for short. And then ironically, here comes Sorcery. It has Curio cards inside, right? So that is kind of like a, what do you call that? It's printed into the fabric. So it's got like this tech. It's not raised. It's indented, or I forget. It's like almost stamped in, I guess you would call it. And you see it's kind of got that alligator leather style. So it looks really nice and feels really great and premium. It's got the stitching around it and whatnot. So it's magnetic, like the Gothic box. Comes with this like paper insert, right? Just to kind of keep it. This comes out. This is just the packaging comes with. This comes out in the back. I don't want to mess with it. But it's got this like awesome contrasting red and black interior. So you have the, again, Collector Arthouse and the Severin Pinot logos in there, and kind of like this embossed, or like almost like, you see how it like shimmers under the light? It really pops and looks beautiful and elegant within there under nice lighting. And then it's got this magnetic accessories compartment where you can put in dice or your mini tokens, your quarter-size tokens. This paper comes off, you know, again, that's just the packaging. But that's magnetic. This is magnetic here. Just snaps right in solidly. And put that paper fabric back in for safekeeping and storage. But it's large enough for 2 full-size, about 60 double-sleeved cards in each of these compartments. And it's an amazing deck box. You know, the first custom Sorcery deck box that we've seen. It's beautiful. And so we're going to launch that, and the 2 cloth playmats will be the first initial offer. And then I'm working on several other things beyond this. These are the 3 items that will be in collaboration with Curio Cavern. And I'm going to get you Tom's website, and that's where you will order. So I worked with the artists to establish the relationships. Tom is going to handle the fulfillment with his store, the order logistics. You order on his website. Although there'll be, again, a Collector Arthouse Patreon discount code where you guys can save $5 per item for each of these, each of the 2 playmats. It's not just per order, it's per item. You know, so if you sign up for a Collector Arthouse Patreon, it's a no-brainer. You know, you're just saving a ton of money, really. You know, just as a reward for your support. But it's one of many value propositions of the Patreon. It's in the show notes, guys, in the comments. And people are always accusing me of shilling and promoting and pumping. So I will stop doing that now and transition to the next segment of the show. And what I need to do here is see if Dustin Brossard is watching. It's probably Brossard again. I butcher all the names. It's kind of fun and funny in a way. But Dustin, if you're on, you are up, my friend, and you can feel free to jump in. All right. Let me see. Let me send a text message to Dustin. If he's not available until later, we can go into the sample pack break. Because we're going to do a fun reveal with Dustin Broussard. Did I send him the link? Maybe I didn't send him the link. Oh, no, I did. Okay. All right. We'll see if Dustin can join us. What I'll do is get the wheel of names ready here, guys. So let me go to this here. I'm going to remove this. Go to... All right, so the wheel of names. Here, hang on. Let me... oh, my God. A grandmother was arrested, guys. All right. All right, I'm going to pull in the names for the sample break. All right, so you need to go to samples. We have several people in on this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. Eric is going to join us as well when we do the sample break. All right, so for people that are on there twice, let's see what Dustin said. Yeah. Arthouse. We got Matt in here for 2. We've been pumped, says Nomadic. All right, DZ0. Hey, Dustin, what's up, man? Are you going to come on camera? Or are you just going to hang out and chat? No, there's no slots left. I pre-sell those before the show, so it's sold out. I advertise those in my Discord, and then we do the break, and then the break gets scheduled, and here we are. So this sold out in like a day. There's a lot of demand for sample pack breaks because they're extremely expensive to acquire a full pack. So most people just want to get a card or two. So Dustin, on Facebook Messenger, I sent you a link. Just scroll up the chat about 5 chats or so, and you will find the link to jump on camera if you're able to. All you need is your iPhone or a laptop or whatever, anything that has a camera and a microphone. All right, so we got 15 slots for that. All right, so if Dustin's going to come on, I'm going to remove that from the screen. And what I need to do is pull up the show notes from, not the show notes per se. Oh, see ya, Andrina. Take care. All right, so I need to... we got some memes and things. All right, I need to take a look at what the context of what we're going to talk about and show here with Dustin Broussard. And I need to get the image as well. So let me do this and save this. All right, Andrina, you're going to miss it. You're going to have to watch it back later. We are going to do the first content creator reveal for a card for Legend CCG. So that's super exciting. We have seen many of the artworks, the artist reveals, a lot of our favorite artists, some commissioned artists for Sorcery who are involved in this game, and also, why is this not saving? And then this is what I'll do. And then also many of the altarists. So, all right, I see Dustin coming on backstage. Not paint. Hang on. Let me get this thing of your card here, Dustin, then I'll get you on here. I should have had this prepared and saved it before. But I'm going to need the image, and then I'm going to need the description because there's a lot going on with this card. And Dustin himself has not seen this. He has not seen this yet. All right, let me figure out how I can do this. All right, I think we're ready. What I'm going to do is pull this menu over here, and then we're going to have the snip. So let me enlarge that so that's ready to go when I pull up the screen. All right, this is going to be awesome. All right, what's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Yeah, great. Yeah, so you excited? You've painted a few. I don't know if you could say how many, nor do you need to, but you've painted a few paintings for Legend CCG, and you had them. Actually, the one I'm going to show is one that I'm pretty certain you had it at Sorcery Con. So were you telling people that those were Legend CCG paintings? Were you able to do that at least?
Yep, I was able to. So
Okay.
some people have seen this already, but of course I haven't seen it the way you're going to show it yet. So
Yeah. Yeah, so Josh is the creator of the game, and he's been working with oh shoot. I should probably, do you know the name of the artist he's been working with for the template design?
he's messaged it to me, but I can't remember,
Yeah,
can't remember her name off chance.
Is it Valeria or hang on, I want to get it right because I don't want to, I think she's like a Russian artist, I want to say.
Yeah.
And
I just don't have her name memorized.
Yeah, Valeria. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but like the Valerie essentially is the equivalent. So let me see. I want to make sure this shows in full screen because there's a lot of symbols and a lot going on with this template. You might have seen if anyone's in the this was shown. I started a Legend CCG community Facebook group, and then there's a Legend CCG Discord, and Josh showed a different card. I think, was it by Valeria or another artist? It was like a Pegasus painting. Did you see that one yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it had the border already on there.
Yep. Yeah, so it came out really nice. It looks awesome. And now this is the first we're going to see of your card. So let's just go ahead and let's throw it up on the screen here. I'm going to put it up here. And there it is, the Conqueror.
That looks pretty cool with that border there.
Yeah. So like the thing about the Pegasus, and let's go to the Pegasus really quick, because when I saw the Pegasus, like one thing that stood out to me, I was like, he's taken a lot of feedback about the aesthetic design of the card and like how some of the templating works with the art image. Let me see. I thought I put it on here. Here it is, Pegasus. All right, so this is the first Legend CCG card that we saw. And this is like a lighter palette, so to speak. So you see like some of the symbols almost get lost a little bit in the artwork with the way he has the text box. The text box is very light, so it needs a little more contrast. But on yours, it contrasts very nicely. So he's probably got to like tune this a little bit to get that worked out. When we go to yours, it pops a lot more because you got a darker composition.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. So there's a lot of, so I was like, hey, Josh, like, give me a little context here to the symbols and the meaning of like the type line text and all this, some of the design choices. Some of the things he told me is he liked like on the Sorcery, he was an early Sorcery fan, and he liked that on the avatars in Sorcery, there's no text box. It just has the title, and they've done this on some of the prize cards. So no title box at all. It really accentuates the artwork.
It's really, it's really clean to have that title without a box around it.
Yep. Yeah, it looks great. I love that aspect of it. When he commissioned the painting, was it called Conqueror, or did that name change?
Nope. He that was the name from the beginning. So and as far as I know, the naming conventions are I guess this way on purpose. They're meant to be kind of not generic but simple, so you can create your own story of the background of the character. So they don't have specific names and and things like that. They're just like this Conqueror. You can invent where he comes from. You know what I mean? So that's he wanted that storytelling left to the player, which I think is a really cool idea.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know so you're a big gamer. He said that this game drew a lot of inspiration from Star Wars CCG.
Yeah, the old one. Yep.
Yeah, so do you recognize immediately from the symbology or any of the keywords here? Like, because he said, like, actually, I have the notes here. You would know right off the cuff, as he was telling me. I'm not as familiar with that game, but let me see what he said he drew from there.
That game was really cool, and I don't exactly know how he fits his play style or the the gameplay, how close it is. But I remember in Star Wars, for example, if you wanted to play, old Ben Kenobi or Luke Skywalker, you had to have the planet Tatooine because that's where they're from.
Mm.
So you had to have that land site or that planet, and then if you controlled that, then you could play the cards that belonged to that planet. So I'm assuming there's a similar mechanism where, and there was good and evil. So there was the light side of the force, the dark side of the force, and then there was, I think, the neutrals or kind of the in between, like the bounty hunters and things like that. So I think there's that push and pull of good and evil that he's kind of recreating in Legend as well.
Ah, awesome. All right, so here's the notes he told me. He said the upper left is the deploy cost, which uses a mana icon, the amount of mana you need to use to bring the card into play. The smaller number below the diamond is the forfeit value, and the upper right corner, or crystal ball as he called it, is the destiny number. And he says both of those concepts are ported over from Decipher's Star Wars CCG from the 90s.
Yep.
Yeah,
so that's very familiar. That's
okay.
That's kind of a cool concept because you don't have dead cards in your hand. You can use them even if you're not going to use them. You can use them for card draw, that kind of thing. So that's kind of nice. If you have a card that you just don't want to use or don't need, you can essentially forfeit it, get rid of it for something else.
Ah, okay. And then he went into like a lot of detail because you have symbols and casting cost type information up here, other stuff up here, and then in both lower corners and the center. And I was just like, when I first thought, I was like, wow, Mortal Warrior, Sage, Ranger, and then in bold beneath that you got Leader, Aggressor, Armor, Equestrian. So
Sure.
he was describing how there's like these classes, or I think he used the term factions, and it just seemed like a lot. And he was like, well, because he didn't like tell me exactly how the game plays and like how those terms are used in like a game context per se, but he said there will be a rule book that explains all that. And then I think what he'll need to develop is a pictograph, or what do they call it, like those things, a template style guide that shows what each of the symbols mean and what each of the class types and type line text and the bold versus like what is might +1, like how does that work?
Right. And I think in any game that has a lot of keywords, there's going to be a reference to look back to. And, a lot of players that have been playing for a while, that might come naturally, but if you're new to a game, you're definitely going to need to reference the rules. But it's like any other game, if you're playing Magic or Sorcery, there's some keywords that you take for granted now, but, a person might not know, just going into it what they mean. So once you start playing Legend and you're getting into it, that stuff, like equestrian, right? Like that, he's on a horse, so that makes sense. Equestrian is that kind of thing. So I'm assuming that keyword would only pop up for characters that are on a horse or can ride a horse, things like that. I think that probably lends itself pretty naturally to gameplay once you get in it and start playing.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the terms he was using reminded me of like a D&D type context
Sure.
as well, or like might, like might and magic and things like that were like a big thing in the 90s and some of these early era games. So, yeah, it looks fun. It looks cool. I'm really curious to see how it plays. I think he's like going to open up. He either has or he's like soliciting interest for playtest very soon.
Yep,
So
I'm
now
hoping that starts pretty soon because I'm definitely interested in playtesting as well.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be cool. I have like that artist perspective, and you've played a ton of games, so you'll be a great resource for insight on that. So yeah, you've been busy. What else do you have? Let me pull this down and just chat with you for a few minutes on what you've been up to lately. It's been a while since we've talked in person, so to speak.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I mean, there's we're selling our house. We're getting looking for a place. We're getting stuff in storage. I haven't been painting as much because everything is getting packed up. But I'm working on a really intensely detailed piece for Legend right now as well. So once that's done, I'm really excited for everybody to see that one. That one I haven't told anybody about. It's still kind of I guess a secret, if you will. But it's I'm working on multiple paintings. Altars are a little bit slower, but I'm still Still trying to bust those out. You know, I got my hands in there's a lot of stuff on the stove. You know, I got my hands in a bunch of fires at the moment. So once everything kind of calms down, I'm looking forward to just setting up and just going and just getting stuff done, because even though it's exciting right now, it's still hectic. And you know, when things are hectic, it's, you don't get the best work done. You know what I mean? You kind of got to, you can't force creativity. You can't force inspiration.
Makes sense.
So there's a lot going on, but there's not a lot of progress being made, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I totally get it. You're spread thin, and like when you want to best apply yourself to anything, you really need to focus on it, or at least like afford yourself some time to kind of think through it or let it unfold. And if you're trying to do like a million things, you can only apply so much focused attention on any one thing. I deal with that all the time myself. So it's rough. It's relatable.
So that's kind of what's going on right now. It's not for lack of, you know, wanting to. It's just, you know, pretty soon, you know, if I'm focusing on painting and then we have to get out of the house because it's sold, I mean, then I'm kind of screwed. So it's just that in between type of thing where it's like you got to put your attention to the priorities. And right now it's, you know, we need to get the house sold and moved out. So that's where the priority is right now. But I am really looking forward to settling down and settling in and setting up my art studio so I can really start, you know, that's what I want to do. You know, that's where if I could choose, that's what I'd be doing. But you know, you got to do the grown up adult stuff first, right?
You're just in transition. You're an entrepreneurial guy. You got a lot of irons in the fire, and it's going to pay off, man. You're just going through this transition. When you got to plant those seeds and invest in some new opportunities, and then things are going to take off for you too. And you're coming to Sorcery Con, so you got 8 months. You get it worked out, and then 8 months from now, you'll be settled in and thriving, I'm sure. So that'll be perfect.
It'll be, you know, in a couple weeks, hopefully we'll be all done here and all set up at the new place. So we're just there's inspections and there's everything else, you know, that's attached to that. So you got to schedule that stuff out, and just it's kind of tough being on other people's schedules. You know, you can't just say, all right, let's do it all this weekend. You know, you got to, especially we're in a small town area, so it's not always as efficient as other places in the country. You know, you know, that small town, small time, everything's a little slower, which is why we're here. We like it. We like the slow kind of. We don't want the hectic, but you gotta take it as it comes. But 8 months is plenty of time too. So once we get all set up, I'm going to be pedal to the metal, you know, rocking stuff out. I have so many half done or like beginning stages paintings that I'm really excited to actually flesh out. Because if I have an idea, I run to the office, I sit down, I sketch something so I don't forget it, you know, so I get something ready, and then the basic, you know, layout is there, and then I move on to something else. And so when I do have time, I can go back to it and say, oh yeah, I wanted to get this done. And then I start, you know, I'll get like a flash of inspiration while I'm out in the garage, and I'll run back in and do a quick sketch, and then I'll run back out. You know.
So do what you got to do.
Oh yeah. You know, my ADHD brain is just like, there's, you know, constant streams of inspiration from all directions. So.
Cool, man. Yeah, well, it was a pleasure seeing you in Indianapolis, and the fans are always super excited to see you. So we're thrilled to have you back next year. It's an honor.
I'm very excited, and I'm bringing stuff that's above and beyond what I brought last time. So I'm trying to amp it up and you know, hopefully break my own barriers and you know, kind of go past what I thought was possible each time. You know, I'm trying to jump higher every time and do a little better every time. So you know, don't want people to get bored of me.
No, we can't. We miss your altars, but understand, like, you got too much on your plate. So there'll come a time where that'll happen again.
Oh yeah, and soon, because I'm finally, you know, once this, because this has taken up all my time. So once this is done and we're moved back in, it's on.
Moving is no joke for anybody. So
it's exciting, but man, is it exhausting. You know what I mean? So
sure. All right, man. Well, it seems like you're doing well. I know you've been a little sick recently. It looks like you're healthier, and so I'm happy for that as well. I wish you all the best with all these.
Finally kicked that cough, and that, I mean, it was, I don't know, the last couple of months. I don't know if it's the weather or what it was, but man, I've been struggling. Just this persistent, illness. Just from, it seemed like every 2 weeks I was going back to the doctor saying, "What the heck is wrong with me?"
Yeah,
So,
jeez.
but I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's I'm glad it's on the. I'm glad I'm on the upswing.
Yeah.
So I'm a downswing for a little too long for comfort,
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, thank God. Yeah, I'm happy to hear it, man.
Oh yeah.
Always great to see you in chat. So
yeah, thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Let's talk again soon. And yeah, congrats on the reveal. I will send now. I can send you the image. Probably could have
Yes.
anyway, but I wanted to surprise you with it live on the show.
I like
But
the.
I'll send it to you. And yeah, congrats. Exciting. We can't wait to see the new one that you teased us with. And
Yes.
maybe by the time you come to Sorcery Con, we'll have like at least some like home printed playtest versions on your table there. You can tell people more about those pieces.
Yeah, I would love to have that, make that happen.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you again for coming on at
Yeah.
short notice. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All the best, dude. See ya.
Thank you. Yep.
All right, guys. That was awesome having both Juan and Dustin today. Some exciting announcements and reveals, and we're going to get into the sample pack. But I think I have one more thing to show here. One more thing. There's always one more thing. So we just had a painting auction. There's my keyboard. We just had a painting auction of what was it? The Zeppelin of Zealots. Let me make sure I put my phone aside. We had the Zeppelin of Zealots from Juan Machuca. And then this week, I thought it would be cool to, let me pull it up from the website, have a card from Gothic from a very popular artist, and a card that I would say, well, I know people like bust my chops when I say meta relevant, but that's the term, right? It is highly meta relevant, and it's being used in a lot of decks because it is a very strong finisher card, because it's very versatile. It's almost like the equivalent, I would say, of a lightning bolt in Magic the Gathering, where you can do direct damage, and it affords you a lot of versatility for a finishing effect to end a game, right? Or finish off a unit or a character. So here is from Vasily Ermolaev, Zap, the original painting for Zap. So I will have some pictures and a video short coming out of this guy, Zap, with an exclamation point, no less. It is 1 to cast, 1 threshold, shockingly ordinary magic. Shockingly, right? You get the double meaning, the play on words. The type line text says shockingly ordinary magic, and the effect is deal 1 damage to target unit. As Vasily Ermolaev from Gothic Sorcery TCG. And what's really awesome and understated about this is when you see the cards, you miss kind of like that. There's a text box that covers this, right? So you're really seeing, if I could cover it kind of with my hand, just the bird getting zapped for the 1 damage to mirror the game effect. But if you zoom in and really appreciate the details of this piece, you understand the magic, the wizardry of Vasily Ermolaev. So it's a piece that's on board. It's on hardboard, and I find it really interesting how he seems to always do this very thin black border, which like sets some context. Now, when you get this framed up, you could have a little overlap and have that concealed, or you could have that exposed, but it actually gives you kind of some perspective of what it's going to look like framed. If you went with like a solid black border or solid black frame to frame this up, it really balances the piece super well. But what I wanted to point out was all the quaint details you kind of lose in the card image, but you really appreciate as classic Vasily. So again, the colors aren't going to be great with the intense overhead lighting, but the diversity of color here is really beautiful, and it's really super unique. Like the blend of paints and the contrast and perspective and whatnot. He always does these kind of like interesting fantasy, like mystified little village towns, right? So you get a little piece of that up on the hillside here, tucked behind the trees on the hillside, and then over on the hillside here, there it looks like there's like a church or some kind of gathering place, and then this beautiful stream kind of weaving through to kind of balance the piece. And then flying overhead, you can see the magnitude of the perspective. This massive flying, soaring bird here getting zapped and struck with that one damage bolt from overhead, and shockingly ordinary magic. So you get that shock effect with the outline of its widespread wings, and also a shocked expression as it's getting zapped on the guy's face. So it's fun, it's flavorful, it's like a masterfully done piece from both like a landscape aesthetic perspective and just classic Vasily. You can see all the brushstroke detail in there. Just the color contrast and the layering he does is just so awesome. Like, you could have airbrushed the background, had a very smooth, like contiguous background, or a solid color, or maybe a blend of a few colors. But there's so much going on here, and the different directions of the brush strokes and stuff add so much texture that it's really a striking piece. And it's just signature Vasily. Russian artist, it's really hard for him to sell his paintings, so he ended up sending me all of his paintings. We've already sold several of these, and here is one of the top spellbook cards from Gothic, from all the sets really, where this card is finding its way into a lot of decks. Certainly a lot of the Earth decks. This is kind of a staple in Earth element decks or multi-element decks that leverage Earth. So it's a great one, guys. It's fun. It's flavorful. It's signature Vasily. All right, so where can we put Vasily? We'll put him right up top here. You gonna be able to see that? Or is my head gonna block it? All right, guys. What we're going to do now is, let me see. People are messaging me asking about Legend CCG while I'm live on the show. I'll have to get back to you guys later if you're hitting me up in DMs. I actually got a long drive ahead of me, guys. I got to head out of town for a family thing that's going on, I'll just say. I don't want to dampen the mood. Let's keep it positive. All right, so we got 15 entries here. What I needed to do is grab this spreadsheet. So we had about 211. What I did, guys, is I ran a promotion on the Sorcery Contested Realm community Facebook group. And I said, this was a few weeks back, and I said, if you order your Sorcery Con tickets by the Sunday of that week, I would enter your name. So we're going to have the 200. Let's see. Okay, perfect. 211, right? I didn't want to show the actual names of the people. So I said, if you purchased a Sorcery Con 2027 ticket, you would be entered on to this wheel of names raffling to, and by the way, Eric, A-R-I-C, Eric, if you are around, you can queue up backstage if you'd like. We're going to do the sample pack very soon. I just want to do this wheel roll, and then we're ready to go on the sample pack break. But if you purchase a Sorcery Con ticket, I was offering an opportunity for you to get, actually what happened was there was a community member who donated $250 to Chris Kraft, right? So Chris is the brilliant, here it is. Here was the post. The brilliant mastermind behind the world's first custom 3D board game for Sorcery Contested Realm. And here's a little sneak peek of the board game. And then in this encasing that goes on top of it, you have the top and its encasement that encapsulates it. And that's how he's going to protect it when he ships it to me so I can auction it. The auction is going to come up probably in like August timeframe or so. And then I'm going to bring it to Sorcery Con. And you guys are going to get to play the top matches on this board and see it in person. But he's etching everybody's name into this, what he's calling them is Stones of Eternity, or Eternity Stones. And on each of those, you get your name, your location. The way to do that is you make a $50 donation to a GoFundMe account, which is supporting Chris and his wife, Jennifer, who's doing all the marketing and promotion of this, to come to Sorcery Con next year. So that's actually, no, sorry, the GoFundMe actually is to ship the board itself to the United States, which costs $5,000 to ship it here because it's large, it's heavy. That's why the winner of the auction is going to have to pick it up at Sorcery Con, or we're going to have to go to some extreme lengths to ship it. But hoping the winner will just pick it up at Sorcery Con and drive it back or do whatever they got to do to get it back home. But this board is amazing. You can see he built the encasement here. It's got these handles on so you could pick it up and like open the lid and everything. It's freaking, the guy's like an amazing craftsman. And on this Stone of Eternity, there was someone that donated $250 and he said, Mike, I want to give away 5 stones to folks. I'm going to donate $250. 50 times 5 is $250. And you figure out how to do it. I don't want you to announce who I am. I just am thankful for this project, for this community, for the work you're doing and everything. And I want to offer this opportunity for the community to get their name on this beautiful piece of sorcery history in a way, right? Sorcery community history, at least. And so we got 5 names. And what I said is if you buy your tickets by Sunday of that week, so it's over now. So we sold, like at that point, we had sold like 211 tickets. Said I grandfather in anybody that's already bought a ticket. And then I'll pull 5 names. I'm actually going to pull at least 10 names. Maybe I might do 15, just have a backup plan. Because a lot of people have already donated the $50 minimum and have gotten a stone. So if you already have a stone, we're not going to add another stone. This is supposed to be an opportunity for new people to be part of this community engagement experience and part of this 3D board in the Stone of Eternity. So I'm going to roll the wheel for, let's say 15 names, and I'm going to jot these down as we go on this handy little piece of paper I have here. And I'm going to associate, what I'm going to do is export from our ticket sales the names in that order, 1 to 200, what did I say, 211? 211. And I'm going to associate the number, that's the order of people that had purchased Sorcery Con tickets. I'm going to associate it to the name. I'm going to confirm with Chris that they're not already on the board. If they're not already on the board, I'm going to reach out to that person, see if they want to be on the board as part of this giveaway. If they decline, then we'll have backup options. So that's why I'm going to do 15. Sure, I'll shuffle it a bit, and we'll start spinning. And we'll do this real quick. I don't want to waste. I wish it would roll a little faster. I don't want to spend too much time on this because this isn't prime engaging content right now. So ticket purchaser 152 is first. Roll again. So the Stone of Eternity, Chris has spent, hundreds and hundreds of hours on this project. It's amazing what he's done. It opens up into multiple game boards. So we're actually going to be able to uncase it at Sorcery Con, and multiple people are going to get to actually play on a version of this game board in a way, so to speak. All right, 126. So real generous act here. This is kind of like what the sorcery community is all about. The vibe of the sorcery community Facebook group, people in the Collector Arthouse Discord, they're super supportive, inclusive, giving to each other. And that's what we love about the vibe of our friends here, looking out for each other, creating opportunities, welcoming each other in. It matches the spirit of Sorcery Con, which is an event for everybody. We tried to find the biggest venue we possibly could so we could have anyone who wants to come out can come out. There's so many ways to experience Sorcery Con, whether you're a competitive player or a casual player or I've never been a player and I want to learn. We have Learn to Play. We have very generous volunteers who dedicate their time. These people like Agent Paco and his wife, they are again offering to do the Learn to Play. So instead of them competing in events, hanging out, talking to artists, doing whatever, they are dedicating their time to be ambassadors to the game, to the community, and help other people learn, which I think is extremely generous, like mind-blowingly so. And not only that, but Paco's my boy and helps me organize the Collector Art House Patreon events where we get together. Sometimes we'll have a private dinner. We invite artists out. We had Ed Bear Jr. out one time. We went to Fogo de Chao. We had like 10 to 15 of the guys in Patreon. We all went to Fogo, and Ed and his wife came. Ed sketched a dragon on the menu for every single attendee. We had this like freaking awesome menu that Paco made that had like the meal selections, and it was just incredible, man. The guy's a legend. He's super generous with his time, is my point. And it's kind of epitomizes what the community is all about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, this is number 10 here. We're getting there, guys. I tried to entertain you. I'm trying to entertain you as I spin. Wish I knew my purchase number. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to associate the names just in case people want to be private. You know, when they purchase SorceryCon tickets, they didn't ask for their name to be publicly displayed on a Collector Arthouse live stream. So I'm protecting the innocent here. And I will contact them separately and privately, and they'll have the choice if they want to be on the board or not. And we have 5 slots, but again, I'm spinning the wheel many times just in case they're already on the board or if they decide that they don't want to be for whatever reason. So we'll have plenty of options. And once again, thank you to the generous community member who donated a very generous $250 to this project. And by the way, Chris, the last guy that I sent you that donated today, he donated an extra $100. He said, like, just because you're so awesome and your project's so awesome, he wanted to give you a little extra. So it's kind of like a tip. I mean, these people are unbelievable. Incredibly, incredibly generous. 1, 2, 3. The guy had already donated $200, and he's like, I'm just going to give him another $100. It's unbelievable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right. This is 15. And of course, it's 169. How about them odds? That makes Dan happy. I know that makes Dan happy at least. There are the numbers, and we must kill the Facebook group. We must kill the wheel, and we must get to the sample break. Where is Eric? Where is my guy, Eric? A-R-I-C, Eric. Let's go. Let's go, Brosif. All right, let me see. Do I have any messages? Someone said he's late. Like and subscribe to the channel. Please like, subscribe, share the channel so we can grow the sorcery community and the Collector Arthouse community. Let me see here. Do we have word from ARIC? All right. ARIC, you're up. LFG. Wait, did I send Eric the... Oh, I don't think I sent him the StreamYard link, guys. That's the problem. I knew there was a wrinkle in there somewhere. All right, let me send him the invite. It's my fault, guys. He's probably like cursing me out on his computer. He's like, look at this. Look at this greasy Italian. Doesn't even send him the link. All right, so now he's got the link. He'll probably show up now. Per usual, 100% my fault. All right, so we have the one pack that I acquired from a guy. Then we have the other pack I acquired from another guy. And they're both Americana packs because they have the sticker on the back, not on the front, the barcode sticker. And I think what I'll do is open this one here. This is from, I won't say who it's from per se. It's someone, I don't know, he knows, someone who sent it to me recently, I'll say. And all right, so we're gonna do that. We need an axe tool. Oh, one other thing, guys. Let me see. So I'm going to be traveling for a few days. So I want to take some pictures of the upcoming auctions that'll launch Sunday night. We'll have the Zap original painting. If you guys are just joining me, Zap, where's Zap? Zap over here by Vasily Ermolayev is coming for auction Sunday to Friday this week. The great spellbook finisher. And then I'm going to do either an artist proof or an auction Sunday night and Monday night, typical 24-hour auctions for each of the samples. So let me see what options I can let you guys choose from, because I want to reveal those two in the show tonight. It's going to be the viewers decide what are going to be the auction offers for the artist proof and the altars. So let me see who I have. All right, so we could have a Marta. Can you guys hear me still? Hey. Let me bring the box over so I don't have to yell. All right. So here are your options for auction, 24-hour auction. We can do a Marta Molina. And in fact, I have Marta Molina. All right. So you guys got to type in the chat which one you want me to reveal and auction either Sunday. You don't have to say if it's Sunday or Monday night. Just pick two, okay? From this list. This is going to be an artist proof or an altar. So from Marta Molina, I have an artist proof or an altar. I have Jussie Pilkus, artist proofs. Truett Parrish, artist proofs. Andrina Jardim, altars. Vasily Ermolayev, artist proofs. Vivian Calazans, altars. And then I have one more, Emil Idzikowski, artist proof. And I have a few Pietro De Cero altars. So type two names into the chat. Here's the list again. Two names I'm looking for, and I'll do a reveal. And all right, once we down select, maybe I'll let you pick the card too. All right, two names. Marta Molina, Jussie Pilkus, Truett Parrish, Andrina Jardim, Vasily Ermolayev, Vivian Calazans, Emil Idzikowski, and Pietro De Cero. I do have Mikhail Nagy-Paul as well, but since we already have one going this weekend, ending Sunday night, we have the beautiful Eclipse from Mikhail Nagy-Paul is ending Sunday night already. And where did I put the sketch for that one? Also, the original sketch. Oh, it's over there. The original sketch from him is also included in that and ending Sunday night. All of the above, he says. Show them all. There's the Eclipse. All right, so I need two names from you guys if you want to see the spoil revealer. Two names. You got to rewind. I don't want to say it a third time. You're going to have to rewind if you need the list again. If you say nothing, I'm either going to pick or just not reveal. Because to be honest, I'm hungry and tired. All right, we got a Calazans and Molina. Okay, thank you. Hey, so it's Nakazi Kulu. Are you new to the channel, man? I don't remember that name. Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate you, brother. I saw some people in main Discord were trashing me for some reason. I don't know, man. I was just saying I can't share the Trusted Games Marketplace link in there, but you can. But people share the old Marketplace link all the time. So naturally, I don't like that. I don't think that's fair and reasonable. So I just said the facts. They share that one all the time, and I cannot share other marketplaces. I just don't like it. I don't have to like it. It's no shade or disrespect on anybody. It's just the facts. There's also a Facebook marketplace. I have like 5,000 people in there, which is a great marketplace. So it should just be, same rules for everybody if they're going to be able to share external links like that. But I don't know. If people came in and used it as an opportunity to start bashing me. What can you do? All right. Pilkus. Oh, Emil and Vasily. Pilkus and Truett. All right. So do we have any consistency at all? Right now we have, do we really have 6 distinctly? You guys must be trolling me. We have 6 distinctly different artists. I always try to open this very cleanly because I might do something with these, the pack wrappers, because I have like an absurd amount that I've opened. The democracy is killing us. Yeah, it's funny. 6 distinctly different artists. I think you guys are conspiring to make me reveal all of the artist proofs and altars that I have in stock. I'm going to do a majority rule. So if I get at least 2 of these names, that will be the auto winner. I'm asking for more participation from you guys. And I feel like the list... Okay, Pilkus and Jardim. So, yeah. Rule Zero, how you doing, man? I've been enjoying... I've seen you sharing on the socials. Your stuff comes up for me a lot on YouTube. So you're doing something right with the algorithm. Maybe I subscribed to you recently. I don't remember, to be honest. That could be it. But you must be doing something right because it's coming up in my feed, man. Keep up the good work. As I recall, you've been super supportive of Chris Kraft and his 3D game board. So thank you very much for that. Chris and his wife, Jennifer, I might add. Jennifer is a freaking legend. You know, I like business people. I like marketing people. I think they have special talent and ability, and they're important in this world because they uplift others. And they're needed. It's like a marriage between the creative folks and the business folks. And sometimes they're one and the same. You get some people that are brilliant at both, like Ed Bear Jr. is an exceptional business person and amazing creative talent, and many artists are like that. In other cases, people just, they want to focus purely on a creative, and they don't want to be bothered or to deal with the awkwardness of selling things and promote self-promotion. They're just very humble, or they don't know how to value their work. So they work with agents or people that are into marketing and business or whatever, have platforms that can showcase their work. So Jennifer is that to Chris. Chris is a brilliant craftsman, an amazing builder, designer, drawer, craftsman, everything. And his wife is amazing in marketing. I mean, she's freaking incredible. She does all these beautiful graphics and video shorts and posts all over all the socials. You can't miss it. And it's just like uplifted Chris so much, and herself, you know, is a brilliant talent. And I want her to work for Collector Arthouse. She's going to be my Brazilian liaison for all of South America. She's going to be the Collector Arthouse CEO of the Southern Territories. I wish I had her talent. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I spy 3 Atlas site cards, guys. Really big deal. It's an American pack. It's a sample pack. It is really something really, really special, guys. When we get into sample packs, it is the history of the game in the most rare, unique, interesting way. All right, Truid seems to be the highest. Is that right? Okay. I do have a cool Truid one. All right, we got Pilkus twice. We have Marta twice. We have Truid twice. Do we have a 3-way tie, amigos? Do we have to spin the wheel for this? What the hell? Where are my penny sleeves, guys? All right. We got some pennies. Yo, Jome Enamate. Hey, Enamate. Welcome in. I got a 4-hour drive after this, after I completely destroy myself with like 6 hours of sorcery content in 2 days. Between the Philosopher cards, full, complete set, Curio Showcase, followed up by today's multifaceted spectacle of a show featuring the great Juan Machuca. If you're just joining, you missed Juan Machuca, Sorcery Gothic artist, and you missed Dustin Brossard, Sorcery Altarist, Legend CCG commissioned artist. And these guys are just absolute amazing legends. We have some great announcements. You're going to have to rewind to see it. All right, so DZ0. Oh, John Alters, man, you do some amazing work. We probably need to talk a little bit here. I really like your stuff. I didn't know you follow me on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, I love that one you just did. Shoot a link in the chat if you could to that latest altar you did on Instagram. That one was really awesome, and I want to show people right now on the stream if I could. Oh, you saw Legend Discord? Yeah, Jam. Is it Jam? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I think it's funny to mispronounce things, though, to be honest. That's just what I do. Shoot that link, dude, to the Instagram, and I'll click it and I'll show the people that freaking awesome altar you just did. You should auction some altars with me, man. I think you could be a female, actually, for all I know. I don't know. Do you show yourself on Instagram? There's some of these artists that like never show a picture of themselves, like Zondi, and a few others. So they're kind of a little mysterious. You don't quite know. You don't quite know what they look like. Purposeful mispronunciation is comedy. If you got a link, man, I'd love to showcase your work because I think you're a great artist. You're a great talent for sure. All right. All right, so what we do here, guys, we open the pack, we shuffle them up because we don't want to hit all the rare stuff all at once. So we try to shuffle them up and get a good mix. So I'm trying to be a little deliberate about separating them because it's just like the alpha packs. We do 3, 2, 3, 2. Pushing 40s. Your cute daughter? Yeah. Me too, man. I got 2 daughters and a son. Want to buy sample cards. The guy's posting a want to buy. You know what? I got this other pack. I'm going to break this pack at some point. I just don't know if I want to do it as soon as next weekend. I might do an alpha box next weekend, possibly. I'll think of, as I'm driving for the next 4 hours, guys, I'll think about if I want to do an alpha box. The problem is so what is the going rate on alpha boxes? They're like, someone told me they were $2,500 now. Is that true? If that's the case, let me see. Let me get the handy little calculator out here. And we're going to do 2,500 divided by 39 packs, because there's 39 packs in alpha. That's $64 per pack just to break even. All right, so you're saying 2,000? All right, let's say it's 2,000. 2,000 divided by 39, you're at 50. It actually makes a big difference. You're at $51 per pack just to break even. And then you lose money on shipping, so that's worth like about up to half a pack, kind of depending on where you're going. You got to be at like $60 on breaks, at least, really, to be at market rate. So I don't know if there's demand at that level. What I might do is price at, I'll look at it to see if it's really 2,500 or 2,000, and then probably price at something and then $5 less for Patreon, like 60 and 55 or 65, 60, shipping included. Because otherwise, like, you're just kind of losing money, you know? You're just kind of giving the cards away and possibly even losing money in doing so. So you might as well hold it, essentially, right? And if prices are going to keep skyrocketing and you're going to run out of boxes and then you have to pay, you lose money to acquire more, there comes a time where you can't do breaks anymore, and that's terrible and tragic. Guys, where's Eric? ARIC? Where is Frogman Dan? Anyone in the Collect Arthouse Discord? Find Eric for me. ARIC Eric, because we want him in on this break. But where is the guy? You joining or what? That's what I'm going to say. You joining or what? All right, so I'm going to say it there. I'm going to say it in, are you joining or what? He's not backstage. Let me see. Where is Eric, guys? All right, if Eric's not going to do it, is Agent Paco out there? I just got a couple boxes of alpha, just under 2. Oh, nice. Yeah, if you buy in bulk, sometimes you could do that. What's up, Sunbro? Are you new to the channel? Welcome to the channel, Sunbro777. All right, so I don't know where Eric is, so the show must go on. And if somebody if somebody wants to go to the, so who won? Let me know who the 2 lead artists were for the alpha and beta. And then I'm going to do one more shuffle. And hopefully these will be well diversified and we won't get all the banger hits all at once. Now, the ordinaries can be very valuable. The exceptionals can certainly be very valuable because these cards are probably worth at least $1,000 a piece. Maybe some even up to a few thousand. Because this is the only copy in the world. These are exceptional rarities. So there's 3 exceptionals in every sample pack, but these are really hard to pull. So it's hard to say if some might have been more printed than others or if we just haven't discovered them yet. But this is the only complete set in the world of these 4 gems. And they're just exceptionally rare, really hard to pull. make sure there's no sunlight on my paintings. All right, we're good. We're good. I got some natural sunlight coming at my face through the window. So these 4 samples are worth a fortune. They're for my personal collection. You know, I think I got an offer for like 15 grand on this, and I was like, nah. No, thank you. No, thank you, pal. That is staying with the Arthouse. But we just had a massive auction of the... I got to go back to the keyboard now real quick, guys. Yes, yeah, that's right, Chris. Jennifer Arthouse. I want her to be the CEO of all South American territories. Actually, the whole Southern Hemisphere. That is Jennifer's territory. But she is also she's also encouraged to promote worldwide for the Collector Arthouse. Please. All right. So what I wanted to do here is go to the community Facebook group, Arthouse Investments. I mean, not exactly. I've been compared to Rudy and freaking who's that other guy? Daniel Chang, like these different people. What I do is uniquely my own, and those guys are uniquely their own. And then in sorcery, there's a lot of Slim Shadys out there who are launching Discords and websites and marketplaces and YouTube channels and everything you can imagine that is very similar, even businesses with similar ideas. But that's the nature of, I don't know, community competition business. People copy, replicate, try to maybe tweak and innovate. But what I wanted to show you guys was the massive sample card. Jom's cracking jokes left and right over here. All right, I wanted to show you guys. Hey, by the way, in the show notes, you want to go to my link tree and sign up for all of the forums, please. But join the Sorcery Contest Realm community Facebook group for the broadest, most unique range of content in sorcery. And then in the Collector Arthouse Discord, you definitely want to join that for daily conversation about sorcery, and also to buy into sample pack breaks, alpha breaks, and announcements on all kinds of things, like just in daily discussion about sorcery, about art. A lot of artists are in there. It's a fun time. All right, what I want to do, guys, I keep getting distracted. I'm sorry. All right, so in the Sorcery Contest Realm community group, what I need to tell you is that we just had a record sale in Sorcery TCG for the one and only. Did I show this earlier in this show? I might have already showed this. I honestly forget, man. I'm so brain dead from lack of sleep and dehydration and lack of food. This is the Philosopher's Stone, the one and only, sold back in February of 2023 and sold once again, the same card. So here you go. February 24, 2023, sold for $16,500. I feel like I did cover this. It seems familiar, but I really can't. I got a headache and I'm tired. It sold for $21,000 last night. The auction closed while I was live with Philosopher cards and Ghost 42 TCG right on cue. Welcome in, pal. Here we go with the sample break. I don't know where ARIC Eric is. So if anyone, oh wait, where's my, we need our good luck charms. We got Z's. All right, so we got Z's. Yeah, we're going to see it again, Nomadic. We're going to find, it's the only copy in the world, but we need to pull it. So we got Z's. This is an artist proof from Pedro Ferreira to the, cannot say without getting demonetized, Michael Servati, the Apostles of the Muriel, and the mascot of Australia, Z's. ZYZZ. Go ahead and Google it, YouTube it, do whatever you got to do. Learn about the legend of Z's. Well, it looks like we're going to get intense glare, so I don't know if he'll be hanging out for long. But then we have from a great altarist out there, the only Magic card I've bought in 30 years, Smothering Tithe, with Leonardo DiCaprio, a great Italian American right here. And there he is, spending the G's. Yeah, he's making it rain out here on these Magic cards, guys. All right, let's stop screwing around and get to the wheel now. All right, so we need a good little shuffle here. By the way, World Cup here. You go to McDonald's. Apparently, you can get a World Cup. Oh my God, we're getting spammed left and right on the wheel of names. All this shilling going on, guys. Shilling, grifting, selling. Ooh, one-eyed titty. One-eyed titty. I thought I put one-eyed on there to sanitize this for the kids. One-eyed said he wouldn't be able to watch the show live. He said, does that impact anything? I said, nah, man, of course not. It's going to publish. Don't worry about it. Enjoy when you can, my friend. So One-Eye joins the show. What I was getting at, guys, is if someone wants to follow the spreadsheet at Collector Arthouse, you go to Sorcery Cards, Sorcery History, Sample Cards, and then click the button here for Sample Card Spreadsheet. This will save us quite a bit of time because as I pull the cards, you can look at the population numbers here if you know how to interpret the spreadsheet. It sometimes requires a little orientation, but go ahead and if anyone wants to report the population of these cards we're about to pull, feel free to do so. This is the first card from the sample pack. And yeah, I won't say where it was acquired. He knows. You can say it in chat if he wants to. But I bought this pack recently for the break. And our first card is Mordric Druids, our first exceptional. So exceptional mortals of Primordial Vengeance. Spellcaster, damage to your avatar from a nearby site is also dealt to opponent's avatar. Awesome. This is a really cool artwork from Jeff Menges because it's like a real throwback to the Druids he did in Magic the Gathering. He's into that type of culture, historical culture. He loves doing Druids. And I love the sky in this one, the setting, really beautiful piece. Really has like a 90s throwback vibe, which is perfectly on brand for sorcery. And there you have the Mordric Druids. I will educate you guys on how to use the spreadsheet here. And then if you guys want to take over and save us a bit of time with doing that, you can report it in the chat. So let me go to the spreadsheet. You're going to go to exceptional polls, and then you're going to scroll down that the cards are in alphabetical order. And then for Mordric Druids here, let me see if I can highlight the row. All right, so Mordric Druids, it gives you all the stats. There have only been 3 total from packs pulled. So this is the 4th ever copy pulled of Mordric Druids. You can see how insanely rare the exceptionals are in this game. What's up, Lepton? All right, so and then it has the sources it was pulled for. There's a sources tab over here, source 1679 from the pledge packs. You see on column, oh, I'm not even showing it on the, I'm sorry, guys. Why didn't someone call me out? Why didn't you do it? Here is the spreadsheet I'm referring to. I clicked on the exceptionals tab. I went in alphabetical order down the sample card name row, column A, Mordric Druids. There were 3 total from packs, 2 from pledge packs. This is now the 3rd from the pledge pack, so now 4 total. And the sources will get recorded. Eric will go in after the show and update the data showing it's from this show. So the new source will be listed. There's one from the art pack. So there were some sample packs that predated the Kickstarter, and the 244 packs that were included in Kickstarter, and they had the art printed on there. And then there were silver packs also that predated the Kickstarter. So what's up, Sean? Welcome in, man. So this is poll number 4. And then just to show you really quick, look at how many times it says Collector Arthouse in the sources. Because I've done so many breaks on the channel. And you can go and data mine every card I've ever pulled on the channel. It's really pretty incredible. So it'll be source 98 that'll get documented today. And you'll find all the cards that we pulled today. All right, so congrats to One-Eyed. One-Eyed. So randomness upon randomness, we shuffled the pack, we shuffled the wheel, we spin the wheel, and we'll see what comes up next as I stretch the old back. All right, Nick G is in for 1 on this break, as I recall. So best of luck to you, my friend Nick. And thank you for participating. And thank you to all of you who have sold me a sample pack and who've entered the pack breaks for making this possible. It's kind of like a dream come true for me to do these breaks. I love to do it. It's great fun. I love to engage with the community and you guys and try to entertain you in this dark, depressing, soul-crushing world we live in. I'm just kidding, guys. But, you know, have a little fun on the weekend, all right? All right. Nimbus Gin. Oh, my God. I thought this was the Elite or Unique, but it's an exceptional rarity. We got a little bit of bundling here on the exceptionals, it seems, but an amazing Dan Seagrave for Nick. What a freaking hit. This is incredible. I sold this original painting. It looks absolutely godly in person. An exceptional spirit of turbulent terror, airborne and spellcaster. Discard a spell from your hand, deal 3 damage to a nearby avatar. Devin Jensen, officially a Patreon member, this live has twisted my arm. Thank you very much, Devin. All the shilling and marketing and grifting is working. It's working, guys. Thank you for the support. Seriously, though. I like poking at my dissenters and my haters because they're a bunch of bastards. Bunch of miserable bastards. Thank you very much, Devin. Send me a direct message if you are on my Collector Arthouse Discord so I can assign you the Patreon role. And when we do these pre-order sales, we make sure that you will get the discount code. And if you want to participate in breaks, you do that at a discount as well. All right, so there is the Nimbus Gin, incredible Dan Seagrave. I'm going to go to the spreadsheet. I will report on all the exceptionals and whether we pull an Elite or Unique. And the Nimbus Gin, guys, is right here. There were 4 pulled. This is number 5. So we're still in single digits, in the lower half of single digits for the exceptionals. 3 from pledge packs, none in the art packs, and 1 in the silver pack. So this is the 4th pulled from a pledge pack. Very interesting. So big congrats to Nick. This is a pop 5 card right now, as we know it. That is freaking amazing. And what I wanted to do here, actually, guys, is go to Sorcery Cards. And then this one was in the Alpha Beta set. So we're going to click on Alpha Beta. And then we're going to search by artist. So, oh, I'm sorry. Let me go to... You guys got to tell me, man. I'm all over the place. So look, Sorcery Cards is collectorarthouse.com. Beautiful website. Great resource for the community. Everything's entirely free. I will try to add a shop page if I could get my act together and be a professional. But I don't have that quite yet. So I use Patreon for that kind of stuff. I go to Alpha Beta, right? And then we want to search for artist. And thank you very much again to Agent Paco, the Chad of Chads, who helped me overhaul this page and make it much more polished and user-friendly. All right, so we're going to look for Dan Seagrave in alphabetical order. We're going to go to Nimbus Gin. And here it is. It is an Elite. Okay, so it was an Elite Spirit. It was an exceptional that was promoted, so to speak, to an Elite. But the very interesting thing is in the sample card, it also had Spellcaster ability. Very interesting. And a similar effect with the discard and damage type aspect. All right, guys. There you have it. Back to the wheel. Another shuffle. Another spin. Big Wave Dave. Big Wave Dave. Thank you very much, Dave. Good luck, Dave. Here we go, pal. Where are you, man? Where are you? There you are. Why are the top loaders literally so gritty? All right, who's oh, okay, is that you, man? All right, Dev, you just joined the Dev just joined the Discord. Welcome in, pal. Did you just discover my YouTube too? Thank you very much again for joining Patreon. You guys can find the links to all my platforms in the show notes here. Big Wave Dave is coming off the wheel. Big Wave Dave, let's go. Let's go. Big money, 6-7, brother, 6-7s. You see my son doing that last night, crashing my live? I was like, dude, I went in the hallway. I got a chill. He's like, oh, he got all emotional. I felt bad. I told him, sorry for getting heated. All right, guys, I got to calm down. I got to drive for 4 hours later. I'm already destroyed. Oh, beautiful Melissa Benson, Sacred Scarabs, Ordinary Beasts of Eruptive Retribution. Airborne on death, these scarabs explode and deal splash damage. I love the splash damage grid. That's always been a fun favorite. I just got a message from Eric. He thought it was at 9:30 tonight, so he's trying to get into the show. So if Eric joins the show, that'll be helpful because he'll be able to comment on the pop report. So I'm not going to look it up for the ordinary, to save time until Eric joins. He can go back and look at these maybe and catch us up. But that's an ordinary from Melissa Benson. A really fun artwork. As I recall, it was included in the collector tier. There are 24 paintings in the collector tier given out in Kickstarter. That was the second highest tier. And the highest tier, the 4 Avatar of the Realms, myself, the OG of OGs. I was one of 4. 3 other people. We each got an Elemental Avatar original painting. Beautiful. Priceless work of art that you will never, ever see for sale. I will take it with me to the afterlife, and I will splash people for damage. The emotional damage of that never being for sale will be as filthy as the sacred scarabs themselves. But enough screwing around. We got work to do. We're going to shuffle again and spin again. Yeah, Eric thought the show was at 9:30. That was the disconnect. So he's probably getting himself respectable. Coleman is nice, fluffy hair. He told me he got a haircut, so we'll see. I don't know. It might be sans fluff. Jerry Ant is on the wheel. Frogman Dan is a no-call, no-show. Just wanted to point that out once again. Question his allegiance later. Hey-oh! What's up, Eric?
Hey.
Oh, you do have a nice hairpiece going on. I thought you said you trimmed it down.
Yep, it's growing back.
That's looking good, man. Yeah, sorry, I didn't tell you what time it was. I had to change things up because I got to head out of town up to New York after the show. So I got a lot of driving ahead of me. So I had to do it earlier.
Okay, it's cool. I was hoping to have a better setup but whatever.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
What did I miss?
We're 3 cards in. We hit 2 exceptionals right off the bat. So this is a pop 4. This is now a pop 5. And I did not look up the ordinaries. Like without you, I was only going to look up the exceptionals and elite or unique. But if you want to chime in and pull up the spreadsheet, you can report on the sacred scarabs and get us up to speed.
All right. Yeah, still getting set up. So you can.
All right. I'm going to do the next opening. We got Jerry Ant is on the wheel. We still have not hit in every pack, there's an elite or unique unless something goes tragically wrong. There's been a few instances where that has been missing and there's been an extraordinary. So we hope that does not happen. Unearth. All right. So really fun one because notice the 0 casting cost, 1 threshold. The quick magic meant you could cast it on your opponent's turn. Unburrow a minion. Draw a spell if the minion unburrowed. Near a spell. But draw a spell if the minion unburrowed near a spellcaster of yours. So I think there's a typo there. That's not bad reading. I think it's missing a word. If the minion unburrowed near a okay. So they're using unburrowed like a verb. All right. So I am a moron. It's a verb. I thought it should say unburrowed is near or is unburrowed. I don't know. Is unburrowed near a spellcaster. Either way, it's a little clunky. I don't know if they changed that.
Unearth, that's the 12th one. Sorry. Unearth, that's number 12. And for Sacred Scarab, it's number 10.
All right, 10 and 12. So not quite a teenager on those ordinaries yet.
Pretty low, yep. And for Unearth, it's not in the precons, so that's it.
Awesome, okay. Yeah, so there's a distinction there that Eric's calling out where there were some cards that were in the pre-con sample decks that preceded the Kickstarter, and then some that were not, as we're finding. So the ones that were not are that little bit more rare. It's kind of interesting. Feeble Fruits. Yeah, it's good to be back in action, Eric, man. It's always fun. And I'm going to do at least one more sample pack break. Sometime, I don't know, say within the next month or so. I might mix in some alpha breaks.
Oh, sweet.
So I'll have you back on again if it works for you. It's always fun. All right, so Feeble Fruits from the top of the pack. Fey Changeling. All right, so the Mythic type, which was not used in alpha. And it's a Drew Tucker. And a really fun, flavorful, funny artwork. Stealing the baby, leaving the monster.
One of my favorite cards.
Yeah.
This was a rarity change, too. It was an ordinary in samples. So It's number 16.
16, all right. Yeah, most samples still number less than 20. These top was a little tight, so shimmy it down. So 16, that was for Feeble Fruits. All right. Yeah, and so did you see my Philo Stone auction sale yesterday, Eric? How that finished up?
I was just looking at it this morning.
21 grand, man.
It's insane.
When it was 16, well, here's the deal. Like the guy bought it for 16,500 in February of 2023. So
Wow.
he took like a massive YOLO risk.
Yeah.
Before Alpha even debuted. I mean, the Kickstarter was a blockbuster success, but he was really going on a limb because most games just like die in their first year.
I had no idea it would even sold that much back then. I didn't know that.
16,500 it was at the time a record sale on Sorcery. This now beats it, the same card being sold again. And I remember getting laughed at like on Louis' channel with his buddy George there was like, oh, this guy, he would never say my name because they didn't want to give me the publicity. But this guy George was like busting my chops saying like he was calling the community group on Facebook the pump and dump group, like criticizing the auctions and like, oh, here's these morons spending on these NDTCGs. He's gonna take a bath on his card, and here it is now 3 years later, and it's sold for $5,000 more, like 20%, 25% more or so. So whatever. I mean, Sorcery is now better established. And it was much, I'd say it was like way more riskier then than now, where it has at least like a mega passionate, like middle-aged, middle class to upper class level players in this game that are like throwing serious money at it. You see it popping off in Alpha. So it's less risk now.
I agree.
It was a pretty validating auction in a way. All right, so 10 left. Let me just sanity check here. We opened 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
What was the other exceptional? It was an Nimbus Gin and
the Mordric Druids by Jeff Menges.
Okay.
All right, Poughkeepsie is on the wheel for 2. So this is his first of 2. Poughkeepsie. Off the top, and when I was sleeving them up, Eric, there's 3 sites in this one, 3 Atlas sites. We have not opened any of those yet.
Cool.
So that'll be interesting. It looks like the next one will be that. All right, Hurricane. I've pulled this one a bunch on the channel, at least a handful of times. I sold this original painting a while back. It's a beautiful painting, Vincent Pompetti. I don't know if you've been following my stuff recently, but I've been questioning why would Vincent Pompetti be invited to Avatar of the Realm? Maybe he's a part of a mini set, or he has a significant presence in the next core set. But I talk about how he's done like a lot of comic book style art and pirate style art, and there's been some pirate painting, kind of not leaks per se, because like Eric signed off on it, but there was one from Liz Danforth, and then there was one in the video vignette that chased it with Melissa Benson. So there's a couple pirate elements adding up, and then you have the pirate master Vincent Pompetti getting the invite to Avatar of the Realm. So maybe it's like going to be I think there's 2 possibilities. There could be a pirate mini set, or there could be a subset with not like a subset in the sense of the Gildeds necessarily, but in a similar way that there was a bunch of Brahm artwork in Gothic. Maybe there's like a serious proliferation of pirate style thematic arts in the next core sets. Potentially, I think could be a real possibility. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be maybe like a tribal thing where there's just a lot of pirates and a few other tribes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I think would be really cool and fun to engage with water and stealing things and bribery and stuff like that. You know, stuff that was in Guardian CCG. So this isn't exceptional in Alpha, right? Didn't they upgrade it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the name change.
So what's the pop on that?
17.
Okay. Good one. Yeah, what was the final name on that? I don't even remember now.
Stormy Seas, I think.
Ah, yes, that's right. All right, Altaz is in for 1, I believe. Or no, he has 2. I just misspelled his name. My label maker like auto-corrected, and I got an Altaz and an Elataz. But he's on the wheel twice correctly. Oh, no, Alza. So I spelled his name 3 different ways. But it's the same guy, and I'll ship it to the same guy. All right, so he gets the first Atlas site. This should be fun because all the Atlas sites are more rare. There's less of these in general than spellbook cards. And here we go. The Lone Tower. The towers have been particularly rare too, as I recall.
Yeah. Oh wow, this is the 7th one.
7. Wow.
Yeah.
So it's rare. It's a basic site. The towers are particularly powerful. I've been watching the tubers talking about the top ranked cards and stuff, and the towers always rank really highly because of that gain 1 mana until end of turn Genesis effect can be impactful.
Yeah. Oh, I'm checked the other towers. This is the most rare one.
Awesome. So who got that one? Eltaz again. All right, so that's a great hit. Single digit population. So the hardcore, there's some guys out there that are going for complete sets or play sets. So there's a market for them. All right. There should be 2 more sites in here. DZ0. All right, so where is Frogman Dan today, Eric? Any idea why he's not here?
I do not know. Maybe he didn't know about the time change either.
Yeah, you're probably right. He's such a goofball.
I can ping him.
Yeah, ping him. I'm gonna
he let me know about this earlier, so I gotta return the favor here.
So DZ0, as I was printing this label, what was going across my mind, I printed it as D0, and the joke I had in my head is this is the name that Dan's girlfriend called him in high school, D0. But he's not even here for me to bust his chops, which is all the more reason to do so. So when he watches it back later, you can see how he was punished. D0, Frogman. All right, here we go, D0. Tough Turtles, Iron Skin. Always love this one. People love the Tough Turtles. In general, this is like some of people's favorite cards in the early era, predating Alpha.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that Iron Skin mechanic was not used. It was retired, right?
Yep. There were a lot of cards that had it in samples.
Okay.
It's only like 1 or 2 that have it now. So there's 20 copies of Tough Turtles.
20 copies. All right. So that
20
one
copies. Still a popular one though. Still in demand.
Yeah. It's real nice artwork by Matt Thames, and the Iron Skin makes it like a special subclass.
Yep.
Of collectible. All right, another shuffle. 7 left. Oh, Matt's on here twice, and he gets his first card. He's going to have an Atlas Sight, so that's a nice hit for Matt.
I'm checking now. Yeah, there were 12 sample cards with Iron Skin keyword.
How many? 7?
12.
Oh, 12. Okay. All right, Matt Buff. That's what Dan wishes his girlfriend was calling him in high school. Matt Buff for 2 gets an Atlas Sight. I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen my Z's artist proof?
No.
So I auctioned some. I auctioned some artist proofs for Pedro Ferreira, and he asked me like what my favorite of his card was. So I knew he was up to something. I was like, you know what? I really like the. I'm going to cover this up for a minute. I like the Apostle. I'll go with Apostles. I like a few of his a lot, but I selected Apostles because the theme kind of mirrored the Candlemass Monks, which I have over here on the floor covering up on this side. And they're kind of like marching towards the chapel here. And this is kind of like a similar theme. And I think Eric did that intentionally. So he uses the classic Z's line. I don't want to say it and get demonetized, but this is something Z's. I don't know if you know Z's. You got to look him up on YouTube. He would always call people this term, which is like a popular sick. K-U-S-D.
It's really small on my phone here, but
it's like a term of affection that he called people that are like, he would call people aesthetic. They're like really into bodybuilding or like, you know, he was like taking juice and stuff and he died like super young, but he had this whole like aesthetic movement and he would do this, like, this was his classic pose. And I always like meme on it and call him the mascot of Australia and whatnot. So he surprised me with this artist proof when he sent me his others to auction. And he says like to Michael Servati and then the classic Z's pose.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty hilarious. I show that when I'm doing breaks. All right, so pretty good. Oh, wait, I didn't even show the card yet for Matt. Let me go back here. All right, so it's another Atlas Sight. 2 of the 3 that are in this pack. Oh, the Simple Village. So another basic site from one of my favorite artists of all time here. and Andrea Modesti. And I think I was looking at it and I was thinking, I think I auctioned this painting. And as I recall, it did pretty well. 6,000, 6,500, I want to say. Or was it 4,500? It did pretty well. I mean, it's a basic site from one of the goats, Andrea Modesti from Alpha. A beautiful, highly displayable work of art. So what's the population on this bad boy?
That is the 9th copy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Still single digits on that.
Yep.
Nice one. And that was for Matt. All right. So great hit.
Yep. So for reference, the rarest one of all is 6 copies, which was the Lone Tower until the 7th pull today. Maybe a couple more with 6. And the highest number is 22 copies. So that's the range.
Okay.
So 9 is low. 9 is low. Average is a little bit. It's 13.
Sean says, I hope you randomize the random at the top of the video. We have random on top of random. I did talk about that, Sean, where I shuffle the pack. I shuffle the wheel every time. I spin the wheel. All right, AN. So we got random upon random, an old meme that the old G's bring back when we do the sample breaks. And thank you, Sean, for holding it down. I did a live last night, Eric, with Philosopher Cards and Ghost TCG. So Philosopher Cards collected all 67 curio cards.
Oh, you made it?
Every curio card from every set, complete set. We went through every single card. He showed it. I had my website up, the collectarthouse.com curio page, and we talked about the nuances and the history of every single card. You got to watch it. We went from 9 to like 12 or 12:30, so I'm kind of wrecked today.
Wow, so, yeah. I knew he was working on that. I didn't know he reached it. Is he the first one that we know about to have all the curio?
First complete set in the world as far as we know.
Awesome.
So 3 hours yesterday. We're over 2 hours today. My throat's wrecked, and I got to drive up to New York. Oh, Apprentice Wizard. That's a banger. Super popular Aussie Haikala.
Iconic
artwork.
Art from that first set. Yeah. 16 copies.
16. Okay. So nice hit for Ian. That's everybody loves the Apprentice Wizard and the Grandmaster, and then you had the Kitty Wizards that Severin did as the promo cards recently, which cemented their legacy. But that is a great artwork. All right. I gotta stretch a little. I've been sitting in this chair for 5 hours this weekend. Gonna have Ian again. All right. So his second from the pack. Coming off the wheel. Got over 20 viewers, which is a nice turnout for a mid-Saturday afternoon. The other nice thing is I hope I have some Europeans in here today. Like the Europeans rarely get to participate because I do tend to do lives at 9:30 on Eastern on a weeknight, 6:30 for you guys on the West Coast. So the Europeans are drooling on their pillow already.
Depends if there's any World Cup games going on.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Sandstorm.
Nice art.
This one really pops like the Brahm when you're opening an alpha or beta in those sets because of the color. And it contrasts Drew's other artwork. This is an awesome artwork.
17th copy.
17th. What's awesome about this is look at the effect on this card. It's insane. It requires a D20. Conjure at the intersection of 2 or 4 sites as long as at least one is a fire site. When minions on affected sites move or attack, instead roll a D20. 1 to 4 equals move left. 5 to 8 equals move up. 9 to 12 equals move right. 13 to 16 equals move down. 17 to 20 move or attack normally. I was thrown off because they must have ran out of space or stopped using the equal sign for the last combination. It was a pretty raw card, which makes it awesome.
Yeah,
it's amazing, awesome artwork too.
Yeah, too bad they didn't end up playable. That and Blizzard.
Yeah,
but the art's nice, and that effect sounds really fun.
Yeah,
too much text though.
Yeah, it's way too much text. They dramatically simplified it.
I do want a card that like changes the direction of a projectile.
Ooh, a redirect.
Yeah,
that'd be sick. Redirect. That's what they should call it. All right, Alta, which is really Altaz is what it should be. Altaz. All right, so Altaz is going to get the last site, and there's 4 cards left, and I think we still have do we have another exceptional to go? We only have 2 exceptionals.
Yeah, just the 2 that you pulled before I joined.
All right. Yeah, open them right at the beginning. So we should have 1 more exceptional and the elite or unique still,
Yeah.
which is incredible. All right, this is going to be big. Autumn River, another basic site. Beautiful artwork. Matt Thames once more.
My favorite of the river artworks. That's copy number 18.
All right. Interesting. So we pulled 2 that were single-digit pops, 6 and 9. And now we have a pop 19, did you say?
18.
Oh, 18. Okay. So still a teenager on that one. Yeah, beautiful artwork there by Matt Thames. 3 left, and 2 of them are destined to be big cards because we have an exceptional, an elite, or unique, unless we got a backbreaker pack that has an extraordinary. Could happen. Very low odds, very rare, but it has happened.
Happened to me.
Yeah.
I still feel it.
Infamously. Poughkeepsie. All right, Poughkeepsie is on the wheel. Off the wheel. All right, get that auto zoom. Oh, there it is. The Elite Infernal Legion. This one is incredible because it ended up being a curio card as well. An Elite Undead Army in Flames. So as I recall, this matches the curio version of this card. Does it match the curio or the alpha print? I'm going to go reference it on the website and I'll prove to you guys in a moment. But splash damage at the end of each turn, this Legion deals 1 damage to nearby avatars and minions. So the art changed on this. It became a curio card, which was incredible. And I'm going to pull up. Let's go to the website here. And we'll go to Sorcery Cards. We'll start with the alpha version for starters. And let me search by Melissa Benson. And we'll find Infernal Legion. Okay, so it has the final art form, because the artwork did change in development, but it's the final art form that was used in alpha. And it says Elite Undead Wreathed in Hellfire is the alpha print. So yes, indeed, the typeline text matches the curio version, which matches the sample pack version. So if I go now to the curio, Sorcery Cards, curio cards, and was it alpha or beta? I got to remind myself now. So I'm rusty, man. All right, so it looks like it was beta. So I'm going to go back to the curio page, beta, Infernal Legion, and there it is. There it is, side by side. So Elite Undead Wreathed in Hellfire. That is the alpha version, and on the right is the curio version. Elite Undead Army in Flames. Now let's compare here. At the end of your turn, deal 3 damage to each other adjacent unit. So they used the same game mechanic text from the final alpha print. That's interesting. They didn't go fully back to the sample card version. That would have been, I think that would have been more cool if they had. So yeah. They used all other aspects of the alpha print. But the key distinction is you see how there's an art difference here. There's like a couple in the alpha print. There's a few extra demons or skeletons here, or undead skeletons. And Eric wanted to make it a little more like grimacing is what Melissa had told me. And you see also this guy in the middle pokes up between them. So it's the artwork change. And then the In Flames, there was a funny thing in Discord where we were talking about his interest in Swedish metal bands and stuff. And there's a band called In Flames. And he showed me that excerpt.
Oh.
You know what? I think let me go to the community group really quick here.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. A little bit of storytelling like we like to do there. All right. So if I go to the Sorcery community group and then I search for Infernal Legion, we'll find my post because here we go. Came right up. All right. Actually, there's an auction I did. Oh, this was interesting. I forgot about this auction. So $925. Ah, yes, there was an early play test, the home print play test cards that I had auctioned of that, which also had the In Flames and it had the alpha artwork. Wow. That is fascinating. There's actually 2 versions of that. All right, so there's that. Let me see. Here's where I talked about it from Melissa Benson's different version of the card. I'll leave that. I won't read all that. You guys can go to the Sorcery Community Facebook group, search for Infernal Legion like I just did, and then there's a post here, September 17, 2023. So it was almost 3 years ago. There was another one, though, where I think I included the snip from my discussion with Eric in Discord. Here it is. All right, so this here, it looks like I had auctioned, the first print playtest. This was just recently in April. And here's the snip. So I was talking with Eric in February of 2022 here.
Wow.
And I said, let me see. So I asked him if he had met like Matthias through the metal scene. And he kind of laughed and he said like it's purely coincidence that he happened to be from Sweden. I guess he didn't realize that. And I was like, oh, damn, I pictured the two of you at a In Flames concert. And I was like, it's not too late, Eric. And then Eric shows the Infernal Legion card, and it says In Flames here, right? And then his next post is he zooms in on the In Flames on the box. So again, this was February 9th, 2022. It was well before sample cards existed, or we had like those in hand, I believe, and certainly like well before the Curio existed. So he kind of, this history is amazing because it became a sample card and it became a Curio. And now we have this recorded conversation from 4.5 years ago at this point. That's awesome.
Really
Love
fun.
it. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to kill that, and we're going to go back to the Wheel of Names. 2 left. We just had the big hit, but we can
I never gave the pop on that. You've been so excited to talk about it. So we knew it was a card because it's in the precons. I knew it was a sample card, but that is the first time it's been pulled from a pack.
Wow. So it's a pop 2 is what you're telling me?
Well, pop 0. I mean, pop 1 now, technically the way I rate things. But there is a copy in the precon. So there's one from packs and however many precons there are.
Okay. Yeah, in the precons. So, all right. So let me see if I could do something fun here. I don't know if I still have a... Yeah, I said I auctioned off the playtest already, right? So now that I told that history, I could have marketed that card better. Because that would... that's a real special playtest to own. Yeah, I think I already auctioned off that one. I have some playtest cards here, but it's not a copy of it in the box. I think I own a personal copy. I know I definitely do from the Red Zone Rogue collection that I acquired from years ago. YouTuber. All right. So 2 left on the wheel. One-Eyed. His second. So you can still hit the exceptional. And what we're looking for in the exceptional ranks, I don't know if you saw me showing these earlier, Eric, but you've seen this before, the 4 gems.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the grails from the exceptional realm. So if we hit any of those, and I think I told you, I think I got like a $15,000 offer on the 4 of those.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm not selling them, pal. And now we have the $21,000 sale of the only Philosopher's Stone. And this is the only Windward gem. So it makes you wonder, like, what valuation to put on this Windward gem being a pop 1 and one of the cores or gems is freaking amazing. All right, One-Eyed. I would die to pull one of those. I've never pulled one of the gems.
Oh.
Other people have. Oh, East West Dragon. Here is the exceptional. So another card that ended up becoming a Curio in a West East Dragon form. Interesting how a little piece of history in back-to-back cards. Sample cards that became Curio inspirations.
Right. Only the 3rd copy of that one.
Wow. Pop 3. An exceptional Serpentine Dragon emerges. Let me see what the mechanic of this says. As long as this dragon is in the leftmost or rightmost column, it and allied minions can move freely to any site in those columns. Wow, that's an incredible effect. Is that how the alpha version works?
No, it moves freely horizontally.
Okay.
So it just affects itself, and it's through just horizontally. It doesn't matter which column it's in. That's a very different effect.
Yeah. Let me go to Jeff Easley here in my drop down. And it's an elite and alpha. Yeah. So we had a rarity change on this one. Airborne, moves freely sideways. Okay, so only he, like you were saying, can move freely sideways. And this effect, again, is unbelievable. So as long as this dragon is in the leftmost or rightmost column, it and allied minions can move freely to any site in those columns. Damn, that is some incredible movement.
But it's only in it's a left or right column, so only in the outside columns, which is either late game, or you could mix that with like a Voidwalk deck where you like first play to the corner, play him, and then all your Voidwalk minions could move.
Right.
In that column.
Leftmost or rightmost. That's awesome. Okay. So we're going to go back to Wheel of Names and the obligatory final spin for Matt. We know it's going to be an ordinary, but there are some pretty valuable ordinaries like the Counter Spell. I forget now if the Severn one, the Wolpertinger, was an ordinary. I want to say I thought it was, and that was always like
I can check. I don't think it was.
No? It might have been an exceptional.
No, yeah, I think it was an exceptional. It's called the Trill Wolpertinger. Yeah, it was an exceptional.
Okay. All right. So the last one in the pack, the Petrosian Cavalry, ordinary undead. So this one, I think that undead keyword changed because it really didn't make sense for this card. I think this was a templating mistake, actually. As I recall, I wrote it. I know I did a story on this one too. I uncovered the history of this somehow in my research of the early development, and I'm going to have to recap that.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember. I didn't even realize it was an undead.
Yeah, man. Huh. I done my homework on this game.
That's copy number 18, by the way.
18, okay. All right, so I'm going to go to the community group here once more, and we're going to look for Petrosian Cavalry. Because I remember, like, I was really excited. Wait, let me see if I did a behind the art article on this. If I didn't, I really need to, and that might be my next content idea. All right, so exclusive content, and then we want to go to the sub filter for Sorcery Behind the Art. And if it's not there, I believe I profiled it in the community group.
I'm looking what notes I have, and it became charged. So the keyword was added. At the time of the sample cards, there was no keyword charge, but the ability became charged.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So this guy Zhang is in Singapore. He's like really into sorcery. He posted something or other, and this is what prompted me to like dig into it somehow. Or I don't know, it prompted me to tell the story again back in July of 2024, so almost 2 years ago. So I said, what you're seeing in Petrosian Cavalry is in fact unlikely to be a design change. In the early, I forget if he was calling it a design change or I don't know. I wanted to shed some light on this based on the conversation that it sparked. In early days of sorcery, there were many digital file errors and or templating anomalies that likely stem from art development and the convenience of pairing illustrations to readily available card templates to test how the illustration is positioned against the text boxes. So a common thing, there was a version of Keith era mechanism, which at the time was called Predestination, that was in like a very raw early template that kind of manifested as a curio. I'll pull that up next if I don't forget. So that's what I was kind of getting at. Sometimes the same template was reused just for art templating. And I think that might have either as a course of convenience, maybe Eric just had a digital file and was like, whatever, it's not really, the text doesn't matter. I just want to test the print quality. So he sent it in, or maybe he forgot to adjust it before it went to final print and it was caught. It says here you see the early sample card for a Cyclopean Mummies. We had a name change there. Note that it is a fire card, has similar casting cost. So the Petrosian Cavalry, the other nuanced thing here is a fire card. That changed to an earth card, I believe.
No, it's still fire.
Oh, it is a fire? Okay.
Yeah. The charge minions tend to be fire.
Oh, I think my point was that the Cyclopean Mummies was also a fire card, so it might have been a templating thing.
The Cyclopean. Yeah, no, those are still fire too.
I wonder if it was actually a mistake that it ended up being a fire card. It doesn't make sense to me. It should be an earth card when I look at it.
They didn't want to give charge to earth.
Oh, is that why? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe it's deliberate then. Let me see. One easy tell on this one is that the type line text and element type doesn't make any sense for cavalry. There would never be this wide of a disconnect between illustration, type line, and game mechanic. They are always meticulously aligned and coupled. This is one of the design team's great strengths. So I was complimenting on the team. Complimenting. Here's Zhang's post. What was he saying here? All right, so he posted, and then I followed up with like another interesting detail here is that it had the same type line text as the Cyclopean mummies here. Ordinary undead emerge from below, which doesn't make sense. These guys are charging from above, or at least from land.
Huh, I didn't know that. Okay, I can make a note of that.
Pretty awesome. And then let me see if I could find really quick that templating thing, because I think that's fascinating, especially after we just saw the Curio complete set reveal last night. So many incredible images of the history of predestination here. This is here's a fun one while we're browsing through. So I posted this back in April 2024. It was a throwback to a video I did back in February 2023. So the person from the China factory was like teasing, they opened a pack or something, or somehow was like teasing the production process. This is the first time we saw the name change for predestination. And it was so blurred. I was trying to screenshot it, but the resolution wasn't good enough. We couldn't tell yet that it was Keith Era Mechanism until it went to final alpha print. So I was like begging Eric in the Discord because I had owned the painting at that point. Here it is. All right, so here's another example, Eric. This is interesting because you have predestination, the iconic sample card is also super valuable. It has sold historically in a range of $3,000 to $7,000, as I recall, in auction. But if I go to the other version, Trill Wolpertinger is the template, and it has the old. We saw this in like several of the Curio cards in Alpha, where it has like the old casting cost type, and then it's legendary being. Those are two keywords that don't show up in Alpha. Legendary and also being, which we profiled last night again with Steve and Chris from Ghost TCG, and it is the Trill Wolpertinger template. So everything is about the Wolpertinger being a legendary being with these different mana symbols or whatever symbols they were that didn't survive to Alpha. Each give Wolpertinger an additional attack and shield. So it had this attack and shield in the lower right corner instead of the upper right. Amazing. You never saw this in print form, but it was a digital. Although, look at the image here. Eric must own a physical copy of this. And I'm thinking, see how rounded the corners are? And it's the corner rounding and the fact that it's never come to light as a sample card or curio card that makes me think like he has some of these physical home printed copies of cards that I still have not been able to. I own a lot of his like original home printed playtest cards, but this one eludes us. We've never seen this out in the public outside of, presumably Eric must have taken this picture and shown Severin the template. Because he inverted her art. This shows the inversion of her artwork. In my painting down there, you see it was flipped horizontally and then end over end vertically. And Severin actually liked this because it kind of add a little different flair with the leaf up top and the eye kind of being the central thing. Amazing.
Okay.
All right, we got through it, man.
And I learned something again.
Yeah, we always do. We always go on these wild tangents of great historical stories. So what was the third exceptional? We had the three exceptionals and then the elite. These are the big hitters of the pack, but also some amazing history in some of those other ones. Infernal Legion, man, that's a great one. Wow. First time I pulled it, huh? Incredible.
First time anyone pulled it from any pack.
That's right. Yeah. First ever pull. Another first of. Historical moment on the channel. Love that. Try to get a picture. I'll screenshot it later. Or if someone wants to on the channel. Some ambiance. We got the Smothering Tithe and Z's and the Infernal Legion. Awesome. Congrats to everybody who participated today. We got several great hits. Thanks for joining, Eric. My bad on the time disconnect. But I'll let you know when we do the next one. All right.
Yeah, I'll try to watch out for it.
All right.
I'm on the Discord still, but not every day. Not paying too close attention.
Yeah, I think Dan texted you, so I'll
Yep.
make sure I'll go through him if I can't.
Dan's always on there. He won't miss anything.
He is. Yeah, he lives in there. All right, man. Always great to see you. I hope you can come out to Sorcery Con one of these years. I know it's cross country this year, but we got to connect one of these days in person. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, maybe it's possible with kids. Kids all in college now, so
okay.
I'm not as tied down to the nest anymore.
Yeah, I mean the hotel rate's $169 a night. It's a lot more affordable, and it's an easy flight coming right into Philadelphia Airport, and then like a 30 to 40 minute drive, I think, to the venue. It's gonna be. I'm gonna have at least 20. I'm gonna have at least 16 sorcery artists are confirmed so far. I'm trying to up that number to 20. I think there's like very good odds of 17, and then there's a few wild cards. But then we're gonna have a bunch of altarists, a lot of the altarists that I work with, and beyond that as well.
Wow.
So it's gonna be a big deal, man. You should come out. Dan's coming, so it'll be cool. All right, brother. Thanks for popping in.
All right. Thank you for having me again.
Yep. I'll catch you later. See ya.
See ya.
All right, guys. Let me so what I'm gonna do. I probably should. I'm gonna mute my mic because I gotta call my wife back. Actually, you know what? Let's take a 5-minute break. See if everybody leaves. Let me see. Do I even know how to mute my mic? Yeah, I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna call the wife back, and then I'll be back, and we're gonna open. We'll see what she has to say. Maybe I'll just get ready for my trip to New York. But if she's gonna stick around, what I'm going to do is open a box or two of Gothic. But it's gonna take some time. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. Give me 5 minutes. Remind me, what were the top 2 votes of the 2 artists? At a minimum, I will show you an altar and or artist proof card. 2 cards I'm going to show you for the auctions coming up Sunday and Monday. And we'll think about opening Gothic. Be right back. This man is a genius. Nico Zikulu says, put the artist on the wheel and spin 2 artists. That is actually the smartest freaking thing anyone has ever said to me. Since we didn't have a clear top 2, we're going to do exactly what the guy says here. And 12 people stuck around. Appreciate it. Appreciate. All right, guys. I got to remind myself of the names. Very nice. All right, so we're not going to do Mikhail Nagy, Paul, because we got an auction of his ending tonight, but we got Marta Molina. All right, watch as I type here, guys. We got Marta Molina. We have Jussie Pilkus. We're going to do a reveal here, guys. We got Truett Parrish. And we have Andrina Jardim. We have Vasily Ermolayev. And we have Vivian Calazans. Whoop. Vivian Calazans. We have Emil Idzikowski. And we have Pietro De Ciro. All right, guys, 8 artist possibilities. And what we're doing here right now is deciding what is the next artist proof and or altar to come to auction Sunday night and then Monday night. I got to go out of town to handle some family business, guys. I got to head up to New York and handle some things, and I will be back. But the show must go on. So we have the Mikkel Nagy-Paul auction ending Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern of Eclipse, okay? Of Eclipse. And it comes with also the original sketch of Eclipse. It's a large sketch, and it comes framed as shown. All right. That ends Sunday night. Hey, what's up, Tyler? That ends Sunday night. So I'm not going to do a Mikkel Nagy-Paul early in the week. Maybe we'll do one later in the week. So that's not on the wheel. I'm going to do a 24-hour auction of an altar or artist proof Sunday night, and then another one Monday night. And then Tuesday, I'll be getting back into a normal work rhythm, so I'll deal with that then. So I want to get 2 queued up for Sunday and Monday, long story short. And then we're going to have the Zap original painting from Gothic from Mikkel Nagy-Paul will also be Sunday to Friday. All right, so we're going to spin the wheel and figure out which 2 artists are coming up Monday and Tuesday. So we'll do a little shuffle. All right, guys. That's a fun idea. Thank you, Nikosi Kulu. Vasily! All right, so we're going to have a Vasily doubleheader Sunday night. We're going to have a original painting from Vasily Ermolayev, Zap, the great finisher from Gothic, highly meta relevant, using a lot of decks, very common in Earth archetypes. And we are going to have a Vasily artist proof to open the week. All right, so let me see. I got an opaque background, so I gotta confirm like which cards we have here, guys. All right, I'm gonna let you guys decide. We could have Wild Boars from Alpha is choice number 1, or is this from Arthurian Legends? I think this is Fey City. Yes, Fey City. All right, so we can do Wild Boars or Fey City. Let me know in the chat. Wild Boars or Fey City. You guys going to make me do another wheel? I'll do another wheel if you don't pick. I'm going to start typing just in case you guys no show on me. Fey City. We got a vote for Fey City. Anybody else? Queuing it up in case we need a tiebreaker. Queuing it up. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Not literally, please. Oh, double down on Fey City. All right, no spin. No spin. I kind of wanted to do Wild Boars. I was feeling the boars. But I can appreciate some Fey City. I can definitely appreciate some Fey City. So that's what we'll do, guys. All right, so let me do Fey City, and then I think I own the original sketch for Fey City, so we can get some nice showcasing and display. All right, guys, here it is. From the Legend out of Russia, our guy with the most unique, incredible style, Face City, Vasily Ermolayev. Only the number 3 out of 25. There is the amazing artist proof of Face City by Vasily. Now, the blues, much better contrast of dark and light. When I get this, let me see. When I get this in the right lighting, you guys are really going to a third vote for Face City as maybe there's a delay in chat here. But there you have it there. Face City from Vasily Ermolayev. And once again, he does as he always does, guys, right? With the border. The border really frames the image beautifully. And it's really unique. He always signs his name in the border and numbers out of 25. So that is a really rare and precious collectible as an artist proof card with a unique one-of-one original painted back on its original white surface. So we're going to sleeve that up. One of my looser sleeves for good keeping. Going to discard that sleeve for now. Throw that bad boy in a top loader, and I'll get you guys some great pictures of that. And that will be up Sunday night with none other than the Zap original painting. So the double header, the Zap original painting will be the other thing. I know some of you guys just joined, some left, but I have the Zap original painting that'll be offered by Vasily Ermolayev. This is what I was talking about with the border. He paints the border. Perhaps it was I don't think it was a black border because you see it bleeding on the back in some cases. He actually painted it black, and he used that as a back context. And must have taped it up or something because it frames it so nicely. But that is one of the great finishers that pops you for 1 damage, like Lightning Bolt in Magic the Gathering. I know that one popped you for 3, but you only need 1 in Sorcery to finish someone or something. So that's a great painting coming up this week, guys. From the great Vasily. And now we must go back to the wheel. I'm not going to do the Gothic opening because I don't want to go over 3 hours, and I got to pack, and then I got to leave town. So for those in the sample break, I'm going to get your stuff shipped around midweek. So I apologize. I usually do it next day, or at least by Monday, when regular mail comes. But I gotta deal with some stuff, guys. I'm sorry. So you'll get it probably late week or start arriving early the following week. But thank you guys for Jesse Pilkus. All right, guys, this is where I'm going to need your help because I have a full set from Gothic from Jesse Pilkus. So you got to tell me, and I've already auctioned a few of them, but I need to know who do you guys want? We'll do this one Monday night to Tuesday, but which card from Gothic would you like to see come up for auction as an artist proof from Jesse Pilkus? Let me go through the choices in case you guys don't know Jesse's cards. So type it in if you want, if it's a card you want to see, then you'll know which ones I've already auctioned and which are left. These are the ones that are still left, and you guys pick which card I should do. Redmane Hyena, Cherubim, Bullwhip. Well, actually, you know what? I could show them. I won't spoil the art by showing them. Tell me which artist proof by Jesse you would like me to run for auction Monday night to Tuesday night. Redmane Hyena, Cherubim, Bullwhip, Desecrator Kite, Bladder Blimp, Locust of Illyria, All Mortals Gone, Bone Rabble. I actually happen to have 2 Bone Rabbles. I think I auctioned one recently too. Divine Lance, Heretics of Seth, Zombie Horde, Hauntless Head, Stygian Archers, Trial by Water, Vindictive Nation. That's a banger. Noisome Twosome, Monks of Kobalsa, Blasphemy, Heirloom Lost, and last but not least, the Bureau of Occult Control. Which one, guys? Which one are we doing of Vasily? Not Vasily. Jesse Pilkus. We already chose the Vasily. Type it into the chat, guys. The live chat, not the notes chats. Locust for the win. Thanks, Chris. We're wrapping it up soon, man. Thank you for tuning in. Heirloom Lost. Locust, he says. That's an interesting choice, Locust. I wouldn't have picked that. All right, so anyone want to break the tie? Locust or Heirloom? Heirloom. Do those cards see play? Are you guys players? Oh, 2 for Locusts. 2 Locusts and an Heirloom. Are you guys players? Do these cards see play? That's what I want to know. Let's see. Oh, it's because there's a unique and elite. I see. Unique Demons, the 8th Plague. Wow. So Airborne, at the end of your turn, if no locusts have been summoned this turn, summon a tapped copy of this nearby. All right, so you get 2 copies. It costs 6 to cast, and you get 2 copies. Bureau and Heirloom see play. Oh, did someone vote for Heirloom? Oh, Heirloom did get a vote. Oh, this is Heirloom. Sorry, I'm a moron. I was thinking of Occult, the Bureau of Occult. All right, an elite site, Shadow of its Former Glory. You may play this to replace any player's elite and unique site under their control. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Heirloom Lost. You replace their site. So if they have some banger site, does it kill everything that's on the site as well when you replace their site? I mean, at a minimum, it's kind of like a silence, right? Because this has no ability. It doesn't even yield any threshold. So I guess that's the point of it. It's kind of a silence. It just replaces it, and they lose all the special abilities of whatever that site may be. Dude, that is a great card. I love this. That makes total sense that seems play. Not much play for Locust. I'm really curious. Let me see what Artie did on these. Helps get rid of hate sites. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. All right. Let's do Heirloom, guys. I think it's interesting. I think the painting that he did for it is interesting, and I think the card itself is quite interesting with its effect. All right, so let me take it out of the top loader and penny because I want you guys to be able to get a good look at it. But he takes us in to the inner workings of this elite site that is a shadow of its former glory. All right, so it's quite literally very on brand and thematic, right? Or appropriate for this site. It's really interesting. So it's a site in ruin. The dilapidated buildings, the ruins, the remains of the building, because it strips the site of all its power. It's a shadow of its former glory. Okay, getting some weird lighting problem. There we go. Shit. Keep losing my. What is it competing with for the autofocus? All right, a shadow of its former glory. Now watch this site. There is the artist proof concept that takes you inside the city, a different vantage point and perspective of the ruins. Really creative and unique. Interesting aspect. So you're going to replace that person's site with this. Left helpless with nothing but stone and a shadow of its former glory. He uses the same color composition and palette to give you a different perspective of the ruin. And then one added wrinkle, I guess you see kind of on the outside of the buildings, you see some of the old foliage draped across, like it's that sign of like overgrowth, like it's been lost and abandoned. Really cool, interesting storytelling in this piece. And just classic Jussie Pilkus, right? His signature style just always stands out. As soon as you see it, you're like, that's Jussie Pilkus, man. The guy's the man. So really nicely done. Thank you guys for the help on that selection. I'm excited for that one and the Face City to open our week. It's almost like a comic panel as you enter the building. It really is. All right. Well, thanks, Rule Zero, for your content. Go check out Rule Zero podcast, another content creator in Sorcery Contested Realm. Everybody is out there contributing, fighting the good fight, enhancing our enjoyment and experience in Sorcery Contested Realm. It's been a lot of fun, guys. 6 hours of entertainment with the Arthouse and friends. I was on last night with Steve from Philosopher Cards. Congratulations again to Steve for having the one and only complete set of all curios. And here we are once again for 3 more hours on Saturday, presenting you with a sample pack, the original painting of Zap. We got names for Chris's stones coming up. A lot of fun, exciting things going on. Appreciate you guys interested in the show. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Join all of my different forums. And it's always a pleasure, guys. I don't take it for granted. Thank you to the guy who signed up for Patreon and supporting in that way. But thank you all for participating in the live events and all the different forums. Please join the community, the Sorcery community group and the Collect Arthouse Discord, where you can enjoy sorcery and friendship and meeting people with common interests in art and gameplay and gaming every day. Living the dream. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and until next time, Seacrest out. Later, guys.